Yeah, the whole thing's moving.
All right. Fixed it. We're back on. One of these days, I'm going to get this shit right.
Yeah.
Bro.
They're like little
Those are bugs.
Little botflies or something. Little...
Okay, she says this sound is on now.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
good.
It's because you had a cider in there last time.
So we have like bugs crawling around in my water right now, which is kind of gross.
Because
They are
Scott
literally
didn't
crawling
wash his
around.
glass after he put a cider in there in our last podcast.
Oh my god! I'm gonna see if I can sink them all. It's
No,
disgusting.
they're already floating. You're not going to sink them.
It's unbelievable. Anyway,
Bum.
Just so we know, I need to put a sticker on this thing that says "Turn mic 1 on."
so she says you can hear Bridger. So I'm talking now. How about me? I have my wife actually doing some testing for us to make sure
We're gonna
talking.
edit all this stuff out. Once the show posts, I'm gonna knock all this shit out.
But because we are live now.
Yeah. For the people
Is
who are watching it
mine-
live, get all the bloopers.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the whole point was you not having to edit.
No, but I could just trim.
Okay, she says all the sounds are on now.
All right, cool.
Okay, so Mexican World Cup.
Yeah, indoor World Cup in Mexico that was a World Cup indoor stage. The ASA tour started. Yeah. Over in Foley. What's Lisa saying now?
She said, "Wash your dishes."
Yeah, no shit.
She ain't wrong.
Oh, whatever.
I need that little.
So I don't even know who won the Mexican World Cup.
I actually don't know that either.
On the men's side, I want to say it was Matias.
Okay. All right.
I want to say it was
I
Matias.
think Becerra won the women's. I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah, Alexis Ruiz was second.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you know,
So-
these organizations, if I had to, you know, and they're probably not listening, nor do they care, but we really got to get our crap together when it comes to the separation of indoor, outdoor, 3D, USAR. I mean, dude, it is to the point. And I was talking about it this morning with one of our local ASA directors. And like they're now apparently Texas is coming out trying to get more clubs to sign up for second dates because they're losing them so fast. And it just, I think it's to the point now that there are so many archery tournaments, and now there's so many big ones. You've got big archery tournaments all over the map now, to where I think it's eating up the clubs. To be honest, I mean, because we can't explain it here in Texas, and I don't know what the other clubs are doing. Like for example, in Oklahoma or around in Arkansas or down in Georgia, Alabama, but. Man, these big tournament organizations are eating up the clubs and their attendance, it seems like. And because it seems like every weekend there's a big regional, national level tournament somewhere. I don't know. But I just wish we used to have really what we call a separation of state. End of October, beginning of November through February until the culmination of all indoor season, which was the Vegas shoot. We had those 4 months. November, December, January, February, yeah.
I mean, could it be that archery is growing?
No, you know, but if you talk to a lot
now
of
that
it,
we have more events. Like, I think there are some events that are shrinking. Like Vegas attendance went down. I would say mostly because of the venue change, but Vegas attendance is down. The indoor nationals, NFA indoor nationals. That's what Courtney and I are going to
next week.
this week.
Oh, this
This
weekend.
week.
Oh,
We're leaving on Thursday.
gotcha.
But I mean, it's like pre-registration is down for that one, I think a little bit, but it's in a new venue too again this year. They've moved it like 3 years in a row.
3 years in a
now.
row, yeah.
2 or 3 years in a row anyways. But I mean, I don't know. Like to me it's always been this way.
No.
Dude, you know how many times I used to get fucking sight marks in
In the snow to get ready for Foley.
outdoor.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is nothing new. I guess maybe if you're like an amateur and you've been doing, moving into stuff has kind of shuffled around a little bit.
But the last 5 or 10 years, Vegas was the culmination of indoor.
no.
Yeah.
There's always indoor nationals. Indoor nationals in
Okay, I
Vegas
take it
have
back. You're
basically
right.
swapped weekends.
You're right. But it was still, they were almost back to back. We were done pretty much, and that first 2 weeks of February is over.
No. Indoor nationals has always been in March. It has almost always been over like St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Maybe I just didn't count it because I hated it.
So basically,
I never
everybody's got
went.
their shit together except for ASA.
Except for, yeah.
No,
Except for
they want to
everyone but
start.
Scott.
Yeah, they want to start.
They always start.
shooting
They've
outside in
always
February.
started in February.
Yeah, but
When-
we've always shot February.
when they know that
Always.
the indoor season goes all the way
Yeah.
through March.
Which, to be fair, when I lived in Iowa, I was always like, why the hell are they starting in February? And now that I live in Texas and it's 80 degrees outside right now.
Why are we starting in November?
I'm practicing for indoor nationals
Yeah.
and I'm inside shooting and I step outside to go throw the trash out or something at work and I'm like, God damn, it is fucking nice outside.
Yeah.
I sure wish I was outside.
Well, you
shooting
know,
my bow.
if I had my druthers, and I think some people have been talking about it, indoor, if you could move indoor to June, July, and August for 3 months, I think it would have more, there's more of that to be talked about than I think than having it in the wintertime. Because
yeah,
because
when it's
even
so
in
hot.
even in everybody thinks that Illinois and Ohio and they name all these northern states, even Michigan in July and August are tempered. It is miserable.
Dude, it gets 90 to 100
look at-
degrees in fucking
Well,
Canada.
I was going to say you were in Missouri last year at Outdoor
Oh,
National,
well,
which
Missouri's
is
a different place. Like
but
that
that's
place
still-
is a freaking sinkhole.
If
But
it's
how
not-
hot was it?
Yeah, that's like a biodome of heat.
Yeah,
and
if it's not
freaking,
100 degrees, it's 99 degrees with 100% humidity.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the humidity and the temperature flip
Well,
flop.
and that's my point. I mean, because most of us, we all complain. Come June, July, and August, the last place we want to be is outside shooting our bow. It just is. It's just terrible.
Well-
and I don't care where you are in the country. It doesn't matter. So I don't know. I think there's something to be said about maybe thinking about, hey, let's flip this thing upside down and start shooting indoor in the 3 hottest months of the year nationwide in the U.S.
You and I are about to get a fucking introduction
Yeah, I
in the
don't wanna talk
summer.
about that.
And it's going to start on Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
So
You guys are going.
we're going to Mexico.
Yeah.
We're going to Mexico to teach a camp, and luckily it's on the coast, so it's
Still
going
gonna
to
be
be it's going to be somewhat moderate, not too bad, maybe like mid 80s, maybe, but with like I'm going to roast you to death kind of sun, and
Yeah.
a little bit of that coastal humidity. But then at the end of March, we're going to Bangkok.
I was gonna say
and
Bangkok.
the 2 hottest months in Thailand are March and April.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I remember going to Bangkok in that indoor World Cup was usually in December, I think.
and it was
What
hot.
about-
And it was like 95 degrees out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
no
so I'm buying like spray bottles, neck coolers, and a freaking this automated fan that one of the guys showed me, and it could literally like dry your car.
Now, on a serious note, are you really worried about that a little bit, though? Because it is going to be hot.
I'll just douse myself in water.
Yeah. But, I mean, you temper-wise,
Dude, watching him play with that
nice.
with that
what are you
microphone
doing?
stand
I'm trying to
is-
get this micro stand.
You know what? There's
spot I like.
the reason
that's-
why that happens, Scott, is because you're manhandling it when it's got an Allen wrench.
Oh my god.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Okay, anyways.
I'm gonna give you a lapel mic from now on.
Anyhow.
So anyway, so the indoor World Cup in Mexico.
Yeah, Matthias won.
Yep.
Miguel Becerra was second.
Yep.
Mike got third.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike
And then on the
third.
women's side was Becerra,
Yep.
which she's been on a roll. Alexis did extremely well.
Compound women. Yeah, Alexis qualified first. She
Yep.
shot like 150, 148, 148.
She shot
148,
really, really good.
148, 147.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Becerra beat Ruiz in the final, and then Ella got third.
Yep. And then on the recurve side,
Recurve.
I know we're mainly a compound podcast, but we'll throw a bone out there for the recurve nerds.
The recurvers. Matthias Grande beat Nicholas de Armour
Yep.
in a shoot-off for first.
Yeah, and Nicholas is a guy that used to shoot for the Virgin Islands, but he's now a resident
I was
over
going to
in
say,
Cali.
he's under the American flag.
Correct.
On here. And then
Yep.
there's another couple Mexicans in the bronze, Juan Pablo Tellez Aguirre. I butchered
Need to
that.
work on your
you're
Spanish,
going to
bro.
work on that Spanish.
Bro, I don't speak Spanish. I live in Mexico, but but most of the
live in
Mexicans down
North
here go,
Mexico.
"Hey, bro!"
No,
You live in
Dude,
North Mexico.
I'm going through border security check last night, and the guy, I rolled down the window, and he immediately speaks Spanish, and I'm kind of looking at him like, and I was tired. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and it was funny. No habla español. And he looked at me like, "Are you kidding me right now, dude?"
It's like, Mister,
no.
I'm Asian.
Asian, actually.
Hey,
This is when I wish I knew
happened to me,
Japanese,
too.
because I would literally start speaking in Japanese.
It
Just
happened to
blow
me
the guy's
too. When I
mind.
first met Scott, I spoke to him in Spanish, and he's like, "Nope, try again."
Try again, homie.
But Yeah, so that was the Indoor World Series. So I think they're all done now, minus the final in Vegas.
No,
No,
you've got the final in Vegas.
Is the finals in Vegas?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
World
the
Cup
Indoor World
always
Series
is.
World Cup.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
always
yep,
in
yep.
Vegas. So that
And that's-
Mexico should have been the last one.
4
Yeah.
weeks away.
No,
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, homie.
Yeah, it's at the end of March.
End of March.
End of March. That's why I was talking to my buddy KJ. He couldn't go to Thailand because he's going to Vegas already. So, yeah. And that dude went down to Peru. I don't know if on the para side, he got engaged to one of the Peruvian recurve shooters. And he's been down there back and forth. He went down there to shoot their national championship. Mm-hmm. He qualified first and then won the whole thing. So, Gage is on a roll. I mean,
He's not winning any friends right now
dude,
down there.
he said it was windy as hell, too. He qualified with a 697 in a windy condition, which
That's gangster
legit,
shooting, dude.
yeah.
That's legit.
Especially coming out of Pennsylvania and not shooting
Yeah.
outdoor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out and props to him. But Vegas, end of March, Indoor World Series final. Anybody got any picks for who wins it?
I don't even know
Vegas?
who's-
Matthias Fullerton's going to win.
I don't even know who's qualified. I mean, Mike and Matthias.
It'll
both
be-
going to be.
Is
It's Mike,
Matthias.
Matthias, Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Kyle went to? Kyle
I think he went to a
Nîmes.
couple of them, yeah.
He went to Nîmes.
He won't-
He was
I doubt
like one of the
he'll
only
go.
Americans that went.
Well, he'll shoot Vegas.
I mean, basically, if you qualify and win your first match and then shoot 599 or better in Vegas, at least the old qualification for Indoor World Series, like
Yeah.
if you hit top 16 in Nîmes and then shot clean the first 2 days in Vegas, generally you had a pretty good likelihood of making it.
Okay, so
So-
just an FYI, apparently Lisa's saying that we need to check our treble. Says it sounds like our mics are on full blast or high treble. Just FYI. So
I'm all about that bass.
we're
About that bass.
working on technical side of this, but
Once it's set, it'll be set. One of the things that I'm thinking is I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a toss up between Mike and Matthias for first. Stefan's gonna podium, and that's what I'm calling for.
he's shooting good.
Yeah. Women? Anybody got any?
I mean, Becerra and Ella are always going to be top. Like, I don't know. Are there any? Well, I guess Alexis, American women.
Yeah,
Alexis
because
could
she's
do well
been
there.
focusing mainly on indoor. So yeah, I just know a lot. Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It's just the rest of the world. I mean, if anybody, we just don't have. It was kind of funny. Olivia showed up at the at Paris. A lot of indoor quote FIDA shooters showed
Foley?
up at Foley. Excuse me, not Paris. Foley. It was kind of wild. Yeah, they're. I don't even know why you would even screw with it. I would guess to make the money because it's good money. But at the end of the day, that's not their game right now at this point in time, and they're probably all should be focusing on Vegas. I mean, let's be honest. Is Becerra shot in an outdoor round anywhere? Hell no. Has Ella? No.
Has Becerra shot an outdoor round? They live in Mexico, dude.
Well,
That's all
Yeah,
they
they're
do.
shooting FIDA.
But
They're
she's shooting
50
feet
meters.
at 20 yards.
No.
No.
Been, I guarantee you, she's been outside.
They dabble
running-
in indoor. They focus in outdoor.
Yeah,
Really?
You don't
I
get that
guarantee
good at
she's
outdoor
been
by.
hammering at 50 meters.
I mean, look at your shooters from Mexico. What are they doing right now? They're shooting outdoor. They're all at their everywhere across.
I guess
Mexico
I
right
take
now.
it back. They're shooting dots.
Yeah.
You're aiming at a dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't change that, in my opinion, I think you're good.
Yeah. I still stay, and I don't care what anybody says. The organization, and this is what we're going to talk about later, but everyone's bitching and complaining that this sort of the archery, how do we make it big? How do we become, what do they call it, bags?
cornhole.
Cornhole. How do we do this? There's one common theme in everything that is like on ESPN or everything that is on sports TV or anybody. There is one organization that runs the show. And that is the organization that makes it to TV. That's the organization that does
Right,
it well.
but who's to say that it has to be 3D?
It doesn't have to be 3D. It can be
Why-
anything. But the problem is that once again, we shoot a sport that is polarizing across multiple different disciplines, and now you got 5. You want to throw tack in there, and it's not even really a sport, but yet is running the show now. and we're never going to make it, dude. It happened I keep bringing up bass fishing until FLW destroyed BASS and ran the roosts. We were never going to. We had two completely different organizations going different directions.
That's different that's different organizations because they're all doing the same fucking thing. With archery, you're catching green carp. That's different.
Well, we're shooting carbon tubes,
right? But 3D is different than field. Is different than
Agreed.
I would say you.
But
could run a
MLF is
parallel
different than
between-
bass. They catch as many as they want, which means a different pattern,
right?
Versus
but
catching the five biggest.
I'm talking about like the discipline of the competition that you're doing. Whether you're catching 5 big fish or catching as many fish as you can, you're catching fucking fish.
I mean, that would be like throwing saltwater, inshore, bay, offshore, all in with bass fishing.
Right.
And then trying to do something like that. That's the only way you can compare it to archery.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because
indoor.
the disciplines are different enough. Like I would argue that, like especially if we're looking at unknown 3D, and you compare that to shooting an indoor round, those are two very different skill sets. Shooting a unknown outdoor feed of field round is going to be a very different skill set than shooting a known distance 3D round.
Yeah,
like a lot of those, like there's enough variation in the disciplines that like there probably is room for stuff. And my example with that would be how many fucking medals are there or how many different skiing disciplines did we watch at the Winter Olympics this past month? How many different snowboarding disciplines did we watch?
No, agreed. But with that being said, you don't see Lindsey Vonn going to do ski jumping or the half pipe tube. She does nothing but downhill.
Well, she does.
Yeah, there's only 6 of those.
But I'm just saying.
She does 6. It's like Michael Phelps. He does swimming, but he also does like breaststroke, freestyle, all that shit. So that's why you.
But at the end of the day, it's swimming, correct?
Correct.
Okay, but hold on. At the end of the day, it's skiing. To us as archers, we can break down the disciplines, but to everyone else out there,
they can't.
It's
it is
archery.
Just shooting.
It's a bow. It's an arrow, and who hits the middle? I mean, really, is that trivial?
Well, then wouldn't it be a good thing to have as many different disciplines out there to try and get 100%, eyeballs on the sport?
100%. But here's your problem: who runs USA Skiing?
No. USA Skiing.
Okay, who runs USA Swimming?
I was just about to say that.
Do you know how many? Every discipline you just talked about is run by 4 organizations with 4 kings that are trying to build their castle,
and that's why their athletes bank.
It's just
if we take all of our styles and put them under one organization,
100%.
That's the only way we can succeed.
Only way.
I mean, that's fair.
If I was a sponsor, if I was putting in
the
millions
sponsors
of dollars,
have no idea where to go.
Dude, what am I going to do? Put it in ASA? Put it in USA? Put it in NFAA?
Exactly.
No, but if I put it in Archery Association of America or something like that has all these disciplines, makes it easier.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's my point.
The problem is nobody wants to get off their throne.
No.
Everybody wants to run something.
No one will. You can't put 4 guys in a room to grow the sport of archery to be better because they're 4 independently looking at their own little silo that they're in, and this all they live. It's where they want to be, and they want to, and therein lies the issue. I mean, because as a sponsor, if I was a multi-million-dollar company, where would I go?
Well,
do I pick USA Archery because I get every 4 years something really bad aid with the Olympics? Which, if we as a country do not change how we do that, the Olympics are going to be a wasted. I mean, it is hilarious what's going on between the USA Hockey women and men. It is. Have you read all the crap? Oh my God! It is. Have you heard about it?
I mean, no. They both won gold. I know that.
Yeah, they both won gold. But how they are marketing how they won their gold? USA men went to go see Trump. Rah. Trump called him. Did you see Patel? What he did? So the FBI director. I seen this video yesterday.
He was drinking beer in the locker room.
No, bro. He walked in there and thrashed 2 beers together and downed one like Steve Austin does. And then they called Trump on a voice call. Right there live and. It was pretty cool. To be an American, if you didn't think that was really cool, something's wrong. But guess what the women hockey team did?
I know they did.
Blasted them for disingenuous, and you're following a leader.
Shit.
Yeah,
and
to my point, if they don't get rid of it, the Olympics are going to suffer because of it.
But there was outside influence to that too,
Yeah,
right? There was like Megan Rapinoe from soccer was sitting there chiming in about it because, of course, she hates a lot of the politics.
Well, to my point, though,
yeah.
we're the only country that seems to do that kind of crap, and it's going to hurt us. So here's the deal:
that's because
if I'm a
every other country
multimillionaire, and maybe I'm biased because I don't like the politics in sports, I'm not putting my money in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the
why do I
problem.
want to put my
Politics shouldn't be in sports.
Exactly. So my point is, am I going to put it in so ASA? Do I put it in ASA? Well, I don't know if that's a good move anymore either, because ASA, I think, kind of losing their identity. Where do we go? Everybody's chasing TAC now. Do I go put it in TAC? Because that's where more my customers are. Do you? I mean, I hate to say it, but NFAA dying. It's not going anywhere. They're definitely not going to put any money in NFAA. So it's just weird because we're in a polarizing time. This was for a later subject matter I wanted to talk about. It was this: how are we going to save? And I'm going to call it out. Target archery is dying. It's dying because of, and I hate to say it's dying because we are eating our own. Hell, we're sitting here arguing about it right now. What makes this discipline better than the other, and it's happening all over the place. And marketers and people are sitting back listening, and popping popcorn watching as we destroy each other from how we hunt. I mean, now the big thing is, I got a statistic the other day. I couldn't believe it. And this came from the Manufacturers Association. I don't know if you know this, but east of the Mississippi, I think it is, like the entire eastern seaboard just made crossbows legal in archery season. Like every state.
Oh, really?
Dude, like all of our guys, at least from our side on the eastern seaboards, their long vertical bow sales are tanking.
Really?
Because they're saying, and you talk to shop owners, everybody walking in is buying a crossbow.
Yeah.
But why, in today's world, as busy as we are, I mean, we're all busy.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to even do a podcast now for an hour and a half. How much time do you have to commit to a vertical bow to learn how to shoot it and get good at it? Or could I just go and get a crossbow, have longer season, and literally point, aim, and shoot? It takes
seconds. But there's also, it fucking takes time to go play golf.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of people that go do that. And archery's a hobby. Let's not forget that. Vertical bow archery shooting is a hobby.
From a target perspective.
No.
No. You're right.
It's a hobby. If you shoot a vertical bow, whether it's to bow hunt, whether it's to target shoot, whether it's whatever other endeavor you would have with that, I don't know what they're
all sports hobby.
Right. But it's a hobby sport. Mm-hmm. And there's room for hobby sport in anything. And now, it's going to that'll definitely change the industry from a manufacturing and sales standpoint.
Yeah.
But then again, how long has regular bow season been accessible for hunters with crossbows down here in Texas?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a. I think you know how Texas is. You can kill anything with anything you want. At any time,
it's been that
basically.
way. It's been that way ever since I've been down here, at least.
Yeah.
And bro, I sold more crossbows in Iowa than I did in down here in Texas.
Right.
Maybe
that'll come full circle. I don't know. Just weird though. It was a weird statistic to get and hear about and talk about. It was kind of crazy. Because in our world, maybe because we're in Texas, we've been insulated from that. It didn't seem like, God, that doesn't seem right. That's weird.
I mean, everybody has their opinion about crossbows. If we're talking about
truly archery,
if we're talking about crossbows and archery season, my opinion on it is under 16, over 65, any other or anybody in that age window that's using a crossbow during regular archery season should have some sort of disability tag or some sort of disability to go along with it. Whether it's as simple as Iowa with, you go to you can get a doctor's note if you have a bad bum shoulder type of deal.
Right.
It's as easy as going to Oklahoma and getting your pot license.
Yeah, I don't shoot a crossbow.
I got glaucoma.
Put that out there.
But I mean, somebody like you. Not saying you
what do you
in
mean
particular.
like you?
Hey, that's racist.
What do you mean?
No, that's ableist.
Somebody that's in a disabled manner of some sort. Give them the opportunity to get out and bow hunt, or give them the opportunity to go utilize the season.
What he's saying
in a way that
is
best matches them.
Yeah, if you were not an archer,
if somebody blows a shoulder, and I've been there, dude. When I blew out my chest,
I think. To me, when it comes to archery only seasons, October 1st in Iowa through the first weekend of December, or up until the first weekend of December, that's archery only season. I guess other than muzzleloader in there, early muzzy, but all of October here in Texas, stuff that's archery only.
Right.
like should be limited to like at least some form of that primitive season. Now, like to me, I translate that as shooting a vertical bow. If I could travel back in time and be able to translate to a fucking Indian 1,000 years ago roaming around on the plains shooting bison, he'd be able to watch my bow and be like, holy shit, that looks crazy. He'd be able to recognize that it's throwing a fucking arrow to kill something.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like that would qualify.
Right.
That you should be limited to that type of equipment unless you're under certain circumstances for that specific season. But, I mean, clearly crossbow lobbyists don't feel that way. But
Okay, she said this sounds really good now.
Thank you.
hooray!
Thanks, Lisa.
I've been working on it behind the scenes.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so dude, I mean, we're not necessarily sitting here disagreeing. I honestly believe that once you put everything together and have one freaking organization to go after,
I mean,
that's what it's gonna.
one
take.
large organization.
Yeah.
And in all reality, you look at every other, not even hobby sport, but every other kind of off the cuff type sport. Like UFC is probably the easiest example because there were how many different organizations and it didn't really become popular until, like, obviously there's still other stuff like throughout the world, world organizations. But like if you're the UFC world champion, you are considered the MMA world,
correct.
MMA world champion,
guy.
and that's
And that goes all the way back to UFC 1, but
Well,
it was also
right.
under UFC.
It's that way with
But-
all sport. I mean, honestly, the PGA, the NFL, the MLB.
I
You've
think
got
we're one of the
UFC.
We're one of the only sports
No,
that
we
has
are
4 organizations doing the same
100%.
thing.
And that's why I'm going to say that until that is resolved, either through some multi-billionaire that's got the financial wherewithal to basically start a new one and crush the other 3 and make them just disappear.
Or absorb them.
I think it
or
would be way
absorb them.
cheaper just to buy all of them.
Yeah, you know what, though? What are you buying? I mean, I don't know.
Here's the problem,
There's
though.
too much history. There's too much.
Yeah, so the big issue is like ASA is a business. USA is a nonprofit.
Right. So is
So that's where a lot of shit goes haywire, right? Because you've got a nonprofit that is supported by the USOPC, who guess what is another nonprofit.
right, but well, I mean,
Hold on
I
a
would
minute. So you're telling me like the USOC, the USO, did
The U.S. Olympic Paralympic Committee is a
not
nonprofit.
yeah,
like all Olympics.
Correct.
All
So like
Olympics.
World Cup skiing, all that.
U.S.
U.S.
in the U.S.
It's
yes.
a nonprofit.
because
Correct.
because we're not attached.
You know,
like
I did not know that.
The United States Olympic Committee isn't attached to the government.
Correct.
Like
Every
it
other
is in
nation
other,
is
like it is in
government
other
run.
nations. That's
Yeah.
why it's a nonprofit.
So the USOPC thrives on some congressional grants that they get, and then some private grants that people donate, and then they disperse that money throughout every sport that it governs, every Olympic sport, winter and summer. Mm-hmm. That's why we're so ass backwards, in my opinion.
Bro. That's
Wherever
wild.
you-
I did not know
not
that.
not that I think we need more government oversight. In
Correct,
that side
correct.
Of it,
But-
but there's probably a better system than that.
Well,
if the USOPC
so we can never complain about like what you and I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
The government's never going to support an athlete like if you're shooting for Mexico or Korea or wherever, the government supports that athlete.
Yeah.
That's never happening as long as it's a nonprofit, ever.
Well, it still can. Like the government can inject more money into it. It's
Yeah,
a
but
matter
they
of
can't control it.
if they would do it or not.
Well, but the bigger problem is, and we've seen this happen in the past, is that they have no control over where that funding goes to and how it goes to and who it goes to.
I mean, dude, they're the
You
government.
know.
There's ways of them controlling everything. So
Not nonprofit,
Well-
dude. I mean, we run one here, and it's
yeah, but there's still ways that donors can donate something and tie it to a specific. That's why that memo line on the check exists.
yeah.
So when they donate that money and they put it on that memo, that's what that money
That's
goes
wild.
for. But yeah, it's a nonprofit, so it's insane.
Well, that'd be like saying if the PGA was a nonprofit, the NFL, they would never work. It's impossible.
So even if
So I mean, honestly, USA Archery could never be the king of the castle ever.
So even if we combined all 4 organizations, the one that is feeding or in order to feed Olympic athletes they would still have to
Yeah,
abide
that-
by USOPC rules.
That would still be a separate thing.
It would
But at
have
the
to
same
be a
time,
separate
like
thing.
the PGA didn't have anything to do with who they selected to go to the Olympic Games for golf
Yeah.
in 24.
Who does that and how? I'm going to
They
watch.
just had their-
USA
USA Golf.
USA
Yeah.
Golf
There's USA Golf under.
under the USOC.
They
just
must
like-
use. They got to use rankings or something.
Okay, so
as a
let's go.
vehicle.
Let's go to LA 28 right here.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was one of our discussions on there.
So LA 28, you know how they got flag football? Well, the NFL
Do what?
they have flag football.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a test sport.
You didn't know that?
Oh wow!
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
all the memes about I can't wait to watch Justin Jefferson like burn some dude from Serbia. Like it's going to be
Exactly.
unbelievable.
Exactly. So the NFL is not going to pick the team. USA Flag is going to pick the team.
There's an actual USA flag
There's
football.
a men's and a women's USA Flag
Oh, wow.
out
Yeah.
there, which is going to be crazy because imagine some Joe Blow off the street beats Joe Burrow to be the quarterback or freaking one of those guys.
Yeah, what kind of contracts are going to come out of
Dude.
LA 28 flag football?
Right?
Yeah. We didn't know this kid could play.
Yeah. Can we please incorporate kicking to flag football? Because
Yeah.
Lord knows we need more kickers in the NFL.
Wow.
Consistent ones.
Well, that's about the only thing from kicking wise. If that would the rest of the world would probably beat us at.
Yeah.
Bro, have you
Everybody
seen
else
some of
that's
those
soccer heavy.
Bro, have you seen some of the rugby kickers?
Yeah.
Like, there's some dude that's a kicker.
They
He
play college.
specializes at kicking rugby.
Yeah.
He's kicking a rugby ball and getting like 5+ seconds of hang time. That ball is like 40% heavier than a fucking football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're bad.
No,
A's.
these guys. That's why they're punters. A lot of rugby players come
Yeah,
to
they
the
come
U.S.
from Aussie.
and
Aussie
and they
and New
play.
Zealand,
They
yeah.
play in college as punters, and then they get drafted into the NFL. Like our team, Michael Wheeland, he's Irish. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, like the NFL's not going to pick them. It'll be a USA flag. So even if we have one organization, it would have to have its own procedures put out by the USOPC. And it would have to have a USA Archery section to it. So it's going to be weird. I mean, I'm not saying it can't exist. You can still have professional archery
So-
association and
You
and
know,
then,
what's weird about that, about selecting, because I was looking at the selection criteria and the timing of it, and I think it's even happening in all sports now. It seems to me that the selection criteria is backing up to where you really don't know if you're even going to go to the Olympics as little as 4 to 5 weeks before the Olympics actually happen.
yeah.
In some sport,
Well,
it was
at least
never
for us.
as I could remember back in the day. We had our trials, like in wrestling, because that was my sport back then. We had trials long before, so that once you made that team and you were selected to go. If
That's
I
all you're
remember
training
right,
for.
you trained for a year
Yeah.
prior to, because what it did, it rewarded the guys who, you know as well as I do, in all sport. You happen to get hot on any given Sunday, you can
Yeah.
go represent, and you might be the worst athlete out there, but you just happen to be hot on that given Sunday. Instead of rewarding the guys who are putting in the work for years and years and years and staying at the top of their game, and then not being able to go and represent because you happen to, shoot a 9, at the wrong
Yeah,
time.
but
Which
like
is-
the amount of arrows that go into it, like it almost never happens.
Yeah. I'm not
Like,
saying, but I mean in all
even
sport,
in
though.
any sport.
Yeah, true.
Even in
maybe.
any sport, it almost never happens to where the guy that isn't putting in the amount of work required to be the best
Yeah.
makes a team.
Still weird, though.
Regardless of sport.
Yeah.
I mean, the crazy thing is for us, at least in the U.S., we finalized trials at Gator Cup last year, which was the second tournament, 2 years ago. Gator Cup.
You had 2 months before then.
So it was 2
June.
months for Olympics, 2.5 months before Paralympics, something like
Yeah.
that. So you still get a little bit of time, but I get it. You wanna have that preparation to
Oh,
get
yeah.
into that mentality and start building on it.
Yeah.
But
Because it's a different mentality. You're prepping to win the spot.
yeah.
And then you got to recharge and reload to go win the Olympics.
I mean, I guess it keeps you rolling too,
Yeah,
right?
it keeps
Because
rolling.
you're fighting for that spot, so you're still competing.
Yeah, pretty wild though. Anyways, it goes back to this, and I'm not going to say, any multi-billionaire out there has got some money that they want to pass around and not move the needle on their bank account. Call us, because I'm
Well-
telling you now, I'm serious. It's going to take something like that to create a massive organization, and I don't think you should buy out the others. I don't think that's the reality. Just crush them to the point that they disappear, and to where you put enough money, accolades and everything into the sport, that's where everybody goes and gravitates to.
I mean,
then
but
you're going to reset the market.
The way to do that, though, would be to just shrink the amount of tournaments that you have.
That's not going to happen right now. Dude's getting worse.
No, but I'm saying, like, if I were a billionaire and my solution to it, like, if it were me, I would just buy all of them, and I would shrink the amount of shoots that each one of them has.
Yeah.
So I guess technically you'd really only be absorbing NFA,
USA, IBO,
NFA, IBO, ASA.
and ASA.
That's really it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you're not really doing anything with USA Archery as a nonprofit.
Right.
But even at that point, like, you know, you were talking about USA Archery being a nonprofit and how the money that it runs off of, most of the money that the NFA runs off of is all Easton Foundation money, and that's all nonprofit money.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
But like I would just shrink the number of tournaments, and then make a shooter of the year culmination deal that's field, indoor, and 3D and outdoor target as a wrap up tournament final. Like, have that be the Vegas as opposed to Vegas being the Vegas. You can have your own like mini culmination of indoor, mini culmination of 3D, like champion in those three, or champion per discipline, but then have an overall champion
Right.
afterward, or, you know, at a culmination of all the 4 different disciplines.
Yeah, and I think we're the only country that has an outdoor circuit like we do. That's why a lot of foreign shooters come down and shoot.
Oh, as far as
like our USAT series,
the USAT, yeah.
that we have 4 outdoor tournaments and then outdoor nationals. Every other country has one selection procedure or like one selection tournament, and that's how they pick their national team.
Yeah, we do the
We're-
rolling ranking.
Exactly.
You know what's wild? I shot with a guy on my stake in Foley. He was from the UK. He actually flew over. He owns a shop over there, and came over, and we were talking about all this stuff. You know, like 3D doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
So they were just starting to get traction in 3D prior to COVID, and COVID shut it down, and it's never resurrected itself. That's why he's actually going to fly over here 6 times to shoot 6 tournaments, basically, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, but bro, their flights to get over here
Yeah,
cost as much as our flights to fly to fucking Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably cheaper.
Yeah, because they'll just jump
Bro,
on like a
like,
Virgin
yeah,
Air or a
when-
Ryanair flight.
Dude, when Stefan used to still live in Denmark before he moved to Mexico, moved to the U.S. to be a U.S. citizen, like, or a U.S. member, like, he's like, oh yeah, I got my tickets for Vegas for like $300.
Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm flying from Iowa and it's cost me $500.
Exactly.
What the hell?
It's probably costing him more money to fly around the country now
Yeah,
than it was
from
costing
Yankton.
him before. Than
No, you joke.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally like he spends more. I guarantee you, Stefan spends more money on flights now than he did when he was living
Yeah.
in Mexico or Denmark.
or Denmark. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, it's-
guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was weird though. It was a cool conversation, but he was talking about how different everything is, you know, and even over there, we got on this subject of, and I'm trying to switch gears, but like the Sanlita,
Yeah.
we talked about it, and he said that bow actually is legit. He said it is not like internet, you know, bow that's been copied off of so and so. He said it's a legit bow that it brings a lot to the table for the money.
but it kind of has been copied off.
Well, it has,
is.
but
It's-
it's not
But it's well built.
well built. Yeah.
Dude, it's the China. It's like all the shit,
You know what
like
it
the
looks
Beats
like?
headphones and the goofy lasers and shit that I
Yeah.
used to buy at the market in China, at the little underground market that we'd go
But
to.
he said that he's
it's
got
just
their,
knockoff
there are
stuff.
there are 2 shooters shooting them in the area that he lives in, and they're like killing it. They're
Yeah.
shooting it really, really well. He said it's not just a piece of crap. And then, like, you know, there's one I think they copied the Mission off of. Like, that thing's a piece. I've worked on one. It's junk. But he said the Sanlita top of the line stuff, and their top line stuff's $250. That's how much it costs for that bow. And he says it's. Matter of fact, he said if you put a good set of strings on it, it'll shoot with any bow out there.
Yeah, I think they're like top bow is like 700 max.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that
and I know
package mission, or the mission copy one, the
Yeah. That's like
ultra
$400.
adjustable one is like the 250 one.
But he did say that's what
everybody does.
honestly he said it's killing them right now because I guess maybe proximity of where they're being built, manufactured, the ease of getting them over there.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, he said it is their number one problem and how they're going to deal with the market shift to that and hurting us because, you know, like we all know, it costs a fortune for him to get Hoyt, Matthews, PSE, Darton. It doesn't matter. He said
Yeah,
it's
any American
after they pay impact duty fees, it doesn't make any sense, you know. But they can buy it off the internet there and have it shipped by Amazon or whatever, and it's pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, that's why I was carrying bows around the world for people.
Yeah.
Because it was easier for me to take it to them
Yeah,
than
dude.
for them to pay the taxes, right?
Crazy.
But it's nuts, and a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people are using it. At least in my side of the competition, in the para side, there's at least 5 or 6 shooters that I know that are using it, and one of them, one of the girls from Spain, she just set a world record with it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I don't know if you remember, I was talking to you about it. Why that bow is so cheap is because they don't have any sponsored shooters, so they don't have to pay contracts. Therefore, they don't have to raise prices. Somebody made this article on Facebook the other day as one of the international coaches, and I was reading it. I was like, this actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but they're also paying a 14-year-old a bowl of rice to make it. Like, so their overhead is considerably lower. Like, they don't pay any patent
Gonna get
fees.
canceled.
They don't.
Yeah, okay.
Bro, they're all made in China.
Yeah.
I used to buy the Yeti stuff.
So
The
it's
Yeti,
fine.
so the fucking Yeti Ramblers that Courtney has 40 of in the house, that thing. How much did that cost you at Dick's Sporting Goods?
Oh, this was free because I got it at a fishing
Okay, but
trip.
how much is that
This
for
will probably
retail?
run
again?
like
40
$30
bucks. 40, 30,
So
40
that thing's
bucks.
like 40 or 50 bucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought
6 or 7.
Oh,
I bought one of those. I bought the bigger, or like the 32-ounce one and the 64-ounce one with the fancier upgraded lid like that in China for $10 for both of them.
all
So
I
it's
know-
because it's a knockoff product that they're not paying patent fees
Dude,
on. That's why it's fucking cheaper. It's
I'm
not because they're
rocking
not
this
paying staff shooters. Like, they don't have the same overhead as like a real company the way that Darton does, because they don't pay a Scott Hamlin
Correct,
to
they're not
drive
paying the
around
union.
China and to live in Europe and drive around Europe to
Yeah.
sell their bows to bow shops. They don't have the same type of overhead as whether you want to call it a properly run company does, but it's a different company structure.
Okay, so let's talk about that a second. So what you're
Yeah,
saying?
they're not
'cause I-
running a union or
well,
anything like that either.
And it's not even that. It's look at. There's a lot of companies talking about Kuyu is a great example. So understand that Kuyu, in my opinion, probably is the most profitable. I love to see their P&L because I bet you their bottom line profitability is. I bet it is out of sight in relation to. Think about what they've done. They've created a brand. They've used social media and the internet to market it. They do not pay sales reps. They do not pay a distributor. They do not. The only thing they do is make it and send it to the end user. So they have taken out all that middle crap that goes into every other business out there. And I'm probably telling on myself, and Randy will fire me tomorrow. But let's be honest. How profitable is that when you've already got a 200% markup and you have no overhead invested?
Well, yeah, your consumer direct is always going to be a higher profit margin. Like, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be that way. But like, over time, you make more money selling to dealers. That's why Walmart's worth however many billions of dollars, and all the shit that sells in there still makes money because they can buy at volume. And that's how you make, like, for long term wise. I mean, obviously, people make it work. Like, Kuyu is a great example of making it work, and really, like, in the archery world, like archery specific, like, that's how UltraView started, and they've kind of tried to transition into the dealer side of it.
I think they're going to
because
Are they going to back out of that? The rumor is.
I don't know. I mean, like, but that's the whole idea is, like, you're from a long term company health standpoint. Generally, you're better off going with a dealer.
Well, it puts your product in
relationship.
front of more eyeballs potentially by doing that.
Yeah.
So
Like, it's a better route to go for the most part, like, depending on your industry.
yeah,
But
right.
I mean, dude, like, Wish is all the shit on Wish sells for pennies on the dollar because it's all China bullshit.
Yeah.
And that Salida,
Bro,
like,
don't knock it.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you aren't capable of getting quality products, but, like, there's a reason that it's so fucking cheap because it's Chinese stuff.
Well,
Like,
yes,
it's-
okay. So, but I want to say this because I've been over there and been to some of the manufacturing plants, and I think there are two completely different polarizing ways that China manufactures because they've got some plants over there that are state of the art that are nicer than any U.S. manufacturer out there.
Dude, there are people
But
that are
there-
way smarter than us over there doing
Yes.
way better shit.
And then you do have the other side of it, which I think is all in textile shoes and clothing and stuff. That yes, you have a 15-year-old, 10-year-old out there stitching product together to sell to back to the U.S. But their high-end tech stuff, man, it's
right.
It's
but your overhead, like the employee structure at those manufacturing plants are the same.
Well, but
like,
you're
regardless
right.
of what quality of the product.
And you know what's
is.
crazy? You're so right about that. And there are a lot of people, economists and stuff, and we're getting down to some political crap now we probably don't want to talk about. But seriously, there are some economists that say that, but the greed of the U.S. dollar, meaning how we decide, how we take money and how we have to pay taxes on it. I mean, there was a guy the other day, and I'm going to go down another rabbit hole, but he was talking about how many times your income is taxed.
A lot.
If you think about it, dude, it's like 6 times.
Every time you get or spend $1, it's taxed.
6 times. I think it was. He had, because it's taxed at the payroll side. It is taxed when you go to spend it. It is when you go to spend it. It's taxed locally, federally, county. I mean, it is unreal to think about. So and guess who doesn't have that? China. And so, meaning, does it make their country better than us? No, not by a long shot.
It's a different
But it's a
structure,
different mentality, different structure. Yeah,
that allows for that cheaper product that, at the end of the day, is a lower quality item, like lower quality manufacturing, and like from a moral standpoint, like whether chances are they're probably not paying people bowls of rice to make their bows. Like obviously that's a joke, but like
chances.
like they're not paying a father of 4 with a master's degree in engineering
obviously
to cut their fucking risers out and make sure that everything is correct on them.
Benefits and insurance and all that
like
shit.
Morally, it's a better thing to buy a Darton or buy a Hoyt or Matthews or PSE because of the quality of the workmanship going into it.
I say that, but I bought that from a dude on TikTok.
I
bought it from the sign
Don't get
guy.
me wrong. Like, there's room for that type of stuff.
I love that guy.
There's room for that type of stuff in any industry.
Yeah.
But like nobody's competing in the Tour de France with a fucking $300 bike they bought off of Instagram.
So with that being said, here's a question for us to discuss. I mean, because this is something I talk about a lot with a lot of dealers, with a lot of manufacturers, with a lot of people in our industry. Is archery, what's it look like in the future here in the next, I don't know, 10 years? Where's this industry heading? Because it seems to be up and down, up and down, up and down. And right now, I think we're at a critical crossroads where we don't know what we want to be when we grow up. And I'm not talking about from a competitive sport. I'm just talking about as a market.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about archery in 10 years, I think unfortunately you do have to get political with it because like there's a lot of stuff going on in the Pacific Northwest right now that's anti-hunting regulation stuff trying to get pushed through. And I mean, it's stuff that's not going to go anywhere, but in 10 years, like shit, look at the bills that we think are crazy going through right now that 10 years ago would have never gotten or were barely getting introduced.
Right.
And now now all those laws are starting to change. So, and that's just the way that lawmaking works, and that's the way it'll happen. So, like the archery industry will end up morphing with it. Whoa, hey, it'll end up morphing from
drop the light.
Depending on what policy does from a hunting standpoint. Like if hunting ends up going downhill here.
Okay, so that's a good question.
Happens.
That's a good question because I think it depends on who you talk to. I had a conversation with a manufacturer. I'm not going to name his name, but he claims that target archery is on the rise and hunting archery is on the decline. Dead serious. And he had some numbers that he quoted, and vast majority do not believe what he believes. They think that, and I think there's a reason why. They think that hunting archery is on the incline and target archery is on the decline. So I will tell you, from me being in a shop pretty much every day of the week, and or also participating in tournament archery, in our sport, I think both sides have legs to stand on. But I think the guys that think that hunting archery is on the increase, I think they're totally extrapolating those numbers based off of Total Archery Challenge. The period. That's where I think that their brains are at.
Well, yeah, because it's hunting equipment,
and
but it's
they,
and you being used in a recreational manner.
it's funny. Yeah, this is a damn good
It's hunting
point.
equipment being used in a recreational manner.
That's a really good point.
You know, I've already sold, working at the new store I'm working at now, I've already
Yeah.
sold 3 hunting bows to guys that are never going to hunt with them.
They're never
Said,
going
I'm going to shoot arrow. I'm going to fling arrows in the backyard. I want to go to the total archery challenge. Maybe if somebody gives me a wild hair, but I have no intentions
to go
like
kill an animal.
me as the customer in the store right now purchasing this bow. I don't have any intentions of killing stuff with it. I'm only target. shooting.
I've asked the 10, 15 kids in our academy, and only 2 of them want to ever go hunting. Mm-hmm. You know, and these are kids from ages like 11 through 15.
Yeah.
You know, that core demographic, I call it, is going to kind of dictate where the future is. So I think, you know, and you know who I'm talking about, who talked to us about this, Jay. I mean, what is your opinion on it? Where do you think those numbers are at? Because I know you can go look it on the internet. And I remember I did look up where hunting license sales were 10 years ago versus where they are today. And man, that is so subjective. I think there's so much data analytics in that. But hunting opportunities are getting, you hear a lot of people complain about it. It's a rich man's sport now.
Yeah.
And I think there's some validity to that.
But do you know how much it costs if you have your own equipment, to go into an archery shop and fling arrows for 6 hours? $15.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't cost any.
It costs you nothing.
Hardly any. So from a recreational standpoint, like, that's where the archery side is going to go. Now, whether that translates into target archery or not, like, yeah, probably more into target archery than it does into the hunting side of the sport.
Right.
But I mean, does that always mean that people are going to be dropping $5,000 on a fucking target bow and 30-inch bars and 27 series arrows? Probably not.
Right.
Like, not very many guys are going to Golf Galaxy to buy the same clubs that, you know, buy blades or whatever $700 drivers that Rory and all those guys are using. But there are guys that do.
Right.
And those guys will always have their place in it. And they're the same guys that are buying RX-10s with Garmin sights and all that shit on their bows right now. They'll just, if it's not for bow hunting, they'll be buying
A rifle.
Tritech 35s or Concept X's or titles with, you know, achieves and whatever target bars.
Right.
So those guys will always exist.
Yeah, I agree.
But I would argue that the recreational side of the sport is what's going to grow more than anything.
In the hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that I'm back because I was getting yelled at by YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, our stream quality had gone down. I guess we were sending data faster than YouTube could process. Whatever. Anyway, so my opinion is it's going to be based on 2028, right? Once we get over that 2028 hump, introducing compound archery to the Olympics, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to help grow it, or people are just going to get bored with it and be like, okay, we've achieved what we wanted. We got in the Olympics. What do we do now? Because that's like the ceiling of it, in my opinion. That's the ceiling of where you want to get the sport to that magnitude of a world stage. Do I see any decline? At least in Texas, I don't see a decline in hunting or in target. There's disciplines that are definitely declining, like field archery is definitely declining.
Yeah.
But like the indoor state tournaments were pretty well attended.
And dude, state, I mean, that's another bucket of worms, but state filled up super quick.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
were locked
Like-
out after 2 weeks ago. You couldn't get
Bro, yeah, it filled up like almost immediately.
Right.
Indoor nationals, I couldn't get in. For indoor nationals in College Station, I couldn't get in, and I signed up in November, and I was on a waiting list. That's why I said, "Fuck it, I'm going fishing."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty healthy. Maybe in other states that are not as, I don't know, as outdoor oriented as Texas, you could see that. I think we're going to be okay.
But even then, dude, like the bow hunter clubs in Wisconsin where everybody shoots inside for 7 months out of the year because it's too fucking cold, like all those clubs, there was a bow hunter club in every little tiny town up there.
Yeah.
And like it was more, I say bow hunter club, like it was more the camaraderie of coming together and shooting your bows that was getting guys together, not the, you know, hey, we're getting ready to train to go out and kill stuff.
Right.
It was because they wanted to go in there and drink beer and bullshit
Yeah.
for 3 or 4 hours, not
Well-
because they were, you know, trying to get their bows ready to hunt. I mean, obviously there were guys that were doing that, but
I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens because there's so much information within the industry right now. Social media, I think, is changing the game faster than we can keep up. I happen to shoot with a guy that is in a shop that's around another shop that is a very, very strong influencer out there right now. And that's what's kind of weird is that, normally you were able to watch archers, and this, Bridger, and, growing up as an archer, competitive archer. And I'm not saying just even the competitive game, but yet there were certain archers, and we even had those shade tree guys that were just, we had a guy's name was Monkey Bullion, never forget him. He was a local legend hero in our sport. Never shot a competitive round in his life. Mm-hmm. But if you went to the local Sugar Creek Archery Club and shot with him, or he shot in southwestern Ohio, you didn't beat him. He was the guy.
Yeah.
And he shot some local 3D tournaments and shot his bow around, and he was just the guy, but never made a dime doing it. It was a hobby for him. He was amazing. And so my point is that usually you would know guys that have came up through the ranks and have developed a following, developed a market or brand, if you want to call it, for themselves because they've been in they've done everything in the sport.
Yeah.
Dude, you got guys now, they happen to be able to talk a good game on the internet, or they're really likable, they're marketable, and they may not be able to shoot a bow worth a damn. Yeah. And they are running. We had this conversation in Foley on the stake with this guy. There are 2 or 3 guys on the internet right now that can literally negatively or positively influence your viability as a manufacturer. And that's scary because theoretically 5 years ago, nobody even knew who in the hell they were. I mean, literally, they were non-existent human beings in our industry.
Yeah. And
now and I will say, I'll go as far to say within the last 2 years, 1 to 2 years, they've become such heavy hitters in the industry from a marketing standpoint that people are listening to them. And it's, from a manufacturer standpoint, it's terrifying because this guy I shot with, he's a well-known archer in the pro archery world, and we had some pretty polarizing conversation on that stake. Matter of fact, I was even thinking, God, if we could do a YouTube thing for this or a podcast, it would have been amazing just to hear the banter about a couple of old school senior pro guys that are been around forever, and we've seen it all, and just how this thing is rapidly changing to the point that I don't think archery can keep up, honestly.
Okay,
yeah,
boomer.
I think
I'm a boomer.
I think if you guys it's just it's how you harness that side of the marketability of it. It doesn't have to be. It can be positive or negative. Like it's all how you utilize it.
Yeah,
and it's been that way with anything for I mean, Courtney, my fiance, works in marketing.
Yeah.
And she's watching how everything is changing from print to digital now. And it's all going to be the same with, like hunting or target archery. Like all that stuff is going to change how the sport is marketed.
Yeah.
And it's just a shift that most manufacturers will have to figure out how to go with.
Well, but that stuff is happening faster than it did 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. Because I remember being a kid at home, and you probably remember these days, and we were getting the Sportsman's Warehouse catalog or the Lancaster Archery catalog.
Well, yeah.
And dude, it was like Christmas. I was like, holy crap. And I sit there and go through the book with my pen and write down everything I wanted my dad to buy me, And
well, yeah, but now
that's how we marketed back
then.
then.
Look at you getting all the cool shit. I was going through the JCPenney catalog.
But like instead of going through and picking out instead of kids going through and picking out all the hunting shit they want, they're going through and picking out all the just regular bow shooting stuff that they want in the Lancaster catalog.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to be a different way of marketing the same thing.
But those kids also were being influenced by the guys we're talking about on the internet. Back then, you were influenced by your local heroes that you knew that. Oh, he had that. I remember when I seen the first quickie arrow holder that went off the front of your bow. Remember it wrapped around? It had 2 little prongs. You put your arrow in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And when you do it, it flip off. And I remember those things. I remember when I seen Monkey and this guy named Blair. He had the first ones. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I couldn't wait to get one. I don't know. It's a different world. Everything's more rapid pace. I think the manufacturers that are staying ahead of the game to stay ahead, on top of it are going to far succeed than some of the more slow to change.
That's just evolution, man.
But that is evolution.
That's right. Evolution. How do you think the natives felt when they saw all these white dudes running around with muskets and rifles, going, "Holy shit!
Yeah,
what do we do to get one of those?"
Well, I was talking to a dealer this morning about this. Another topic of this entire thing we're discussing. And he made a comment to me. He's like, why won't you guys stop making new bows every year? And I said, why do you ask? He said, because I'm sick and tired of having to juggle what I'm going to keep in stock and how long I'm going to keep it, when I shut off the buying in lieu of the new stuff coming out 3 months later, and juggling that part of the business has made it so hard for him as a dealer.
Yeah.
And he's a very good, reputable dealer too. And he's like, why don't you guys do what gun guys do and just make a bow for 4 years and then change it, so that it gives us time to learn it, market it, sell it. I can scale my business more properly for a 4-year time frame instead of literally. And he's got a point. I never thought about it this way. As a shop owner, you're scaling your business 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
9 months. The other 3 are unknowns. You don't know until the new stuff comes out. You don't know what to order and what to order. And if you don't order this right, you could, and so it's a 9-month cycle that you're operating 90% of your operating capital against.
4 years. I mean, that gives you a big wow factor when the new one comes out. In my
Yeah,
opinion, you get a lot of time to research. And
whatever
build
idiot
something
decided to
that
do
is-
every year. God dang.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
You think you, as a manufacturer, could stay afloat for 4 years of selling the same thing?
If everybody else did it, yes, because I would build the. Well, I would say that because
Why do you think it? Okay, Jason just asked what idiot went to 1 year every year. It was the motherfucker that was like, well, shit, I could make a lot more money if I just release a new bow every year instead of every other year, like this
yeah.
guy. Like that was why bows started coming out every year, so the manufacturer could make more money. Like that's,
But you say that you're right. The manufacturers to make more money. Yeah, that's all.
because they're the ones that are being able to sell more bows.
Yeah, but even for them, and I'll say from a manufacturer, it's more difficult for them because they're in the same 9-month cycle.
Well, yeah.
I mean, think about
agree.
it. I know. I've heard the rumors that Matthews is already working on their 2030 bows right now. I mean, you're trying to stay so far ahead of the game that how much do you lose making your in-house current year products better when you're trying to do an outlook that's 3 or 4 years down the road, because just to try to stay ahead of the game. I think it's counterproductive because you think about it. How much better are cars now than they were 10 years ago? And I say that facetiously, but I mean, they come out with a new model year every year.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a part, and I think we're ramping up to see it now. Like
I mean,
Blake Kidder, our good friend, you hear what happened to his Toyota?
I mean, no,
Dude,
but
yeah, he's got a 2024 Toyota and 60,000 miles, and it left him on the side of the road in Dallas.
yes. I'm
engine.
literally looking for a new car right now, and I don't want to buy a new car.
No, because look at your truck. How many miles you got in your truck?
I'm getting ready to scratch 300.
Bridger's got a Ford F-150 EcoBoost with almost 300,000 miles. They say that you won't even see a current year Toyota do that. A 2024 model and up, you will not see any trucks make 300,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
Dude, we just drop a new engine on your truck and call it good.
No, dude, I'm just going to
It's still running.
I'll just straight pipe it. Motor still kicks over every time. I just need the
Basically, the only thing you're going to need is a new
catalytic,
transmission, a new cat.
Well,
That's
okay, that's
amazing.
another thing. Ford transmissions, that original transmission.
Is
Really?
it really?
It's got some
my
clunk
God.
to it when I throw her and drive now, but if you take
Yeah,
her
but
slow,
still.
you just drive it like an old truck and it's all right.
Dude, we can rebuild your transmission or get a new one.
Oh my gosh.
As it turns out, I've become quite the mechanic now. Now that
But-
I've realized I can.
So my point is, though, yes, because like cars are starting to, I think, hit a maturation point where they're going to keep coming out with these new model years every year, and they're not getting better.
No.
They're getting worse. And archery, I think, is on the precipice of that right now because, there's only, it's funny. Somebody posted a picture of the end of pocket limb adjustment things that Hoyt has and we have now. I don't know if you remember this maybe, but PSC probably 15,
It was the money
18 years ago.
makers. They had
Independent limb pocket
it was
adjustments.
just it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't
Every limb had its own
marketed
bolt.
as that. But I tell guys that all the time. Like, dude, everything that's new is
It's all been
everything
done.
that's old is new again.
It's all been
yeah.
done.
A lot of the stuff that's coming out, I
I get to
guess.
see people wearing bell bottoms again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
But
been
I mean,
done.
the PSE on the moneymakers had the independent limb pockets for all 4 limbs, and it was different way of skinning the same cat.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the same thing, but it was.
Well, I remember
doing
when
the
it
same
came
thing.
out, everybody thought it was the dumbest thing ever. Oh my God, why would you do that? It's not unilateral. You're not keeping everything the same. And,
Well, it started
that's
with
the
the
point.
set system, and then somebody improved on that, and then somebody improved on that. And now I'm talking like recently.
The last couple 5
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, it is part of it that sucks because I think that if we would find a way, if some manufacturer would have the guts to, and it could cripple you and end you, but build one for 3 or 4 year longevity. And
What do you mean?
Yeah, but I think a good example of that right now would be Hoyt. I mean, Hoyt does a good job with that with their target bow. There's a reason that they lead the charge internationally.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Generally they've run on a 2-year cycle. They've always done, and I say that, but their standard style bow. Well, I guess they don't do a parallel limb target bow really anymore. Back when they were doing like the Hyperforce and the Alpha Max type stuff, but they would alternate those every other year.
Yeah.
And even now they still run the concept. They're on the second year for the concept.
Yeah. So they ran Invictus for 3, Stratus for 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it's on a 3-year cycle now, I think. And I think it's smart, though. I mean, think about it. They're building a good quality bow that's lasting for 2 or 3 years so they don't have to change it much. And it gives their shooters that learn it, know it,
Well,
get
I mean,
behind
They
it,
market
they win.
things the right way too, because like the new year when everybody's launching, Hoyt's like, hey, we're launching new colors.
Yeah,
So now everybody
exactly.
wants a new color bow. They're buying the same bow.
Yeah.
But it's just a new color.
Well, I mean, really,
Smart.
the target side of the industry's almost always done that.
It has been that
Yeah.
way.
Like,
Yeah.
how long did
Exodus been running
how long
for
did we run the Exodus?
3 years now, but 2 without the, we changed the cam and time system.
But I mean, even the Stratus was that way. Hoyt just did a same bow, different cam change with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
HBX cam. But it was just small incremental changes with the same model. But I mean, the target side of the industry's always done that, and that's.
But I was telling this dealer this morning because he was like, until the consumer quits drinking the Kool-Aid and buying the new stuff, it's literally never going to change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean, to your point, different color comes out, they're buying a new bow, and it's just we've got into this cyclical tornado of what we are living with, and I don't think I don't ever see it changing. Personally, I just don't. There's too much money, like you said, into releasing new products that have so-called new stuff that may or may not even be good for the consumer or for the dealer. Who knows? But it's I don't know. I just the topic I really wanted to discuss was the trials and tribulation of archery, and honestly, to talk more about the target side is near and dear to my heart. And I don't know, man. We had 2,000 people at Foley though, which was a good number.
Yeah.
Foley's always well attended, though.
That's a lot of shooters.
Yeah.
Especially for being the first one of the year with people in the middle of indoor.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see what the next 2 do. I think those are the critical.
What'd you guys
see
think?
what Benning and Menden do. So
Yeah. How was Foley? I didn't go this year.
Apparently the weather was better than last
the weather
year.
was beautiful. It was actually too hot. I mean, there was no cool weather at all.
Really?
It was short. Oh, yeah. And it was,
Dude, we missed out on good weather for oysters.
yeah. But you know what we had, though, more than anything? It was wind this year.
Really?
Wind was a problem. And then they screwed us, the judging guys, so as a judger, so it was kind of cool. You would enjoy, we have our own practice pro range now.
Yeah,
So
they had that the last time I shot.
Okay, yeah.
Foley.
So separate from the amateur side, and we went over the shot in the pro range, which is a dark, deep tunneled hole, close targets into the trees and the tunnels, and everything shaded. I spent 2 days there, and then of course I don't know if they did this when you were the last time you shot, but they don't announce our ranges until the morning of.
Yeah.
Well, I go back into the morning of, shoot 8 targets to get ready. I walk back I had 40 minutes before the start time, so I walk back out to the end of the range, and I'm expecting to walk across the street where we always shoot. And I look over, and it says range C and D. And I looked and went, what? And then there was a range official guy dropping somebody off in his cart, and he said, hey, do you want to ride to your range? And he goes, what do you shoot? And I said, Senior Open Pro. He goes, yeah, you guys are down A and B. I'm like, yeah, where's that? Oh, it's down on the range next to the amateur practice range. Well, it's in the wide open field.
Yeah.
Bro, you talking about can't judge yardage? I shot 4 5s in a row. Too hot, then I overcompensated, went too low, and it took me 4 targets to get my brain back to judging targets in the bright sun with a lane with no trees, just grass. And and the wind was atrocious. I mean, so anyways, they really threw a wrench in it for us, so the unknown archery guys, because everybody struggled with yardage that didn't know we were going to be out there. So, but 2,000 archers showed up. It was, it was really cool to see. I got to give Elite props. Their new Victor bow is really good, and it was well attended and well shot. I will tell you, I had two guys come up to me and said, man, congratulations, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And they're like, have you looked around? And I'm like, no, what do you mean? it's a sea of red and black.
Say somebody said there was a lot of
yeah, and they were like, you have a lot to do with this because I've really pushed that on our target side so much, and it was really cool because then I started to notice, and it was a sea of red and black and blue. I mean, there was elite jerseys everywhere, Darton jerseys everywhere. For the first time, I think those two combined outpaced Hoyt, Matthews, and PSE combined. And I'm gonna tell you what, there were you could not find a PSE on that range. I don't recall anybody I seen shooting a PSE.
Really?
Prior years past, they were one of the most. That Super was one of the best target bows ever built, I think, and they were everywhere. But I think this contingency thing for them is starting to maybe put a chink in their armor.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying anything to anybody, and a lot of these amateurs are like, man, if I got a chance to make some extra money because I'm a podium, I think that has driven the market a little bit away from them. And but it was weird to see it. But it was red and black and blue, like I said, elite. And then even in the finals, elite was very well represented in all the pro classes.
Yeah.
I mean, did a bang up job. Darren's doing a great job with that program over there, and it's paying dividends. So it was weird. Good tournament. Vendor Village was packed as usual. It was kind of wild, and actually a couple of vendors did not even know that there was no more Sunday shooting.
Oh, really?
It went to plain old Friday, Saturday. Our guy, Jason Wilkins, didn't know, and he was like so jazzed that he gets to leave on Saturday night to get home a day early. So that was cool. I don't think it hurt him at all. We had one major hiccup, and I talked to Josh about it because I'm shooting my day 2 round, and Jason Wilkins, the guy that runs our trailer, texts me and says, I need you to call me ASAP. So I asked the range official, because we're not supposed to be on our phones, hey,
right.
My trailer's calling me. I need to make a phone call. So he said, yeah, just step back off the line. So I called him, and Jason's like, we got a mega problem. I'm like, what? So they're doing the amateur awards on site at basically starting at 1 o'clock, and the pro pressure shoot down starts off site at the convention center at 2 o'clock. And Jason's like, I can't be in 2 places at one time. And he said, I really want you to go take the pro shoot down, and I'll do the amateurs on this side. So we had to kind of divide and conquer. So I got no time on Saturday. Normally I shoot my elite championship round on Saturday, go watch my wife shoot, go, help out, work at the trailer. I got done with my round and had to go get my stuff and go hustle over to the shoot down. While he did checks there, I did the checks at the other one. So I don't know how Josh is going to handle that moving forward, because I think it's an issue, because the shoot down was not well attended from a spectator standpoint. Because honestly, if you had a kid or your wife or whatever,
you're all getting awards.
Yeah, you're watching your whoever you're with get your amateur award as opposed to watching the pros shoot.
And then they also threw a monkey wrench in it. They took all the semi-pro classes, which, like, for women now, the known 45 class is now a semi-pro class because the next level is women's pro. The women's open 45 or open 40 class is now semi-pro because the next thing is open, women's open pro. So they did all those awards. They didn't tell us this, but all those awards were being done at the Coliseum, not at the amateur side. And I actually felt bad. I sent 2 people I know back to the range. I said, I think your awards are being done over there because this is all the pro side.
Yeah.
Well, they included the semi-pros, all semi-pro classes. So I think Josh has got to
do all the awards at the shoot down.
There's a
Start
great
the
idea.
shoot down with the amateur awards, then do the shoot down, then do the pro awards. That's what I would do. I'd do all the amateur awards at the shoot down before it starts.
That'd be pretty cool for everybody.
So I will tell you
let them set up the range behind them while they're doing it, and have that on whatever cam broadcast.
Here's the issue. They had amateurs scoring. I think their last range out was like at 3 p.m.
Ooh.
So they're not getting until 6. And therein lies the problem. Now, could they roll them in as the pro pressure shoot down's going on? I think so. And there is got to be some common ground that makes sense there, because the way they did it, I think, is going to cause issues in the future, because I think the people that wanted to come watch, and towards the end of the shoot down, you had a lot of people rolling in.
I don't think any of the pros would argue about shooting later.
Well,
why don't we put the pros at 1 o'clock? At 1 o'clock, because it doesn't take 4 fucking hours to figure out who the top 5 shooters are. and what order they're going to shoot in and what their scores
We have
were.
been saying that for years,
So-
and I know Josh has got to be hearing it because we've all said it, that there's no reason. I mean, we're paying we're paying the most amount of money. We got the most at risk. There's no way we should be walking up to a target at 7:30 in the morning that we can't see. That's just stupid.
It drives me fucking
It drives me insane. The sport's already hard enough as it is. Well, I say that, and then freaking Jimmy the first day, I think, dropped 212s the whole day. I mean, there were some insane scores.
I mean, there are guys that
you hear
there's
it?
always
By
going
the
to be
way-
guys that shoot good
by
scores
the
no
way,
matter what time of the day.
I haven't
like,
found
if
this.
you want to make it easier, put the fucking pros later in the day and
agree.
have all the
And-
amateur shoot.
and then have us shoot
It
at
takes the
and then-
pros shoot faster
At 6 o'clock.
Doesn't take us long to score.
Right.
We can start the shoot off right after everything's done. Hey, you're in it. Go fucking haul ass, get over there while they're finishing up the amateur awards, and you just roll right into it.
Could you
'Cause
imagine?
It doesn't
Yeah.
take any time to
You
know
have
who
the
shot
amateur
what
start at
score.
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You get them done by 3. Get the pros rolled out at 1. We're done by 3:34, and then you have the shoot down at 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
6 in the evening.
Exactly. Because
Everybody's
everybody's done. You have the entire day Sunday to drive home anyway. So that'll give people the people that want to leave Saturday will anyways.
Yeah.
And give the people that will potentially would have stayed anyways for a Sunday shoot day. Let them fucking stay Saturday night to get their award and watch the shoot down and ball out on the Sunday
Yeah.
morning. They have the entire day to drive home.
Yeah, you're right. No, trust me. Like I said, but it was cool. The Friday, Saturday, I like a lot. I think it helped get everything compressed in a shorter time frame. I loved getting home Sunday at a decent hour. We just got up at 4:30 in the morning, on Sunday
Yeah.
and bolted. But so it's got some kinks to work out, but I think it's going to work out for the better. I really
Yeah.
do. It was cool to see 2,000, like I said, but I still say what happens in the next 2 is going to decide where this whole thing goes. Because, the talk of the town we haven't talked about yet is that bow hunters super tournament or super
Yeah.
show they're putting on the end of August in Tennessee. The bow hunters extravaganza thing, whatever, I don't know what they're calling it, but you've heard the money they're passing out on the
Yeah.
pro and amateur side. It's $250,000
Yeah.
worth of money. We've kind of did the math, and it's paying down deep into the classes. So depending on what happens in that tournament,
Well, I thought they weren't doing a pro class. It
Yeah,
was
they are.
just all
was-
one division.
it was 200, I think, entry for the pros and
Or,
100
maybe
for
it was
the
a
amateurs.
championship. Yeah, there was
If you
a
win the championship
and
division, and then if that allows you to shoot for 60,000 first place, 40 and 20 for second, third.
Yeah, and the
and
men's
then the
is
women's
40.
was 40, 30, 10, I think it is, or 40, 30, 20. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But it's those two right there were well over $100 and some $1,000 just in prize money,
Yeah.
not including what they're going to pay deeper into the field. And then you take the amateur side, which they're paying down. Someone mentioned they did the math over $250,000 just in entry in prizes alone being given
Yeah.
out. And let's be honest, we got a local hero here, and I've told him if you don't go shoot this, you're stupid, because he's really, really good with the bow hunting bow, and he's really good at long range. Is Chris Frias.
Oh yeah.
And Josh Abel. He's the other one.
Oh,
I mean,
shit,
those
yeah,
two
dude.
guys on any given Sunday will go out there and wear you out with a bow hunting setup with screw and tips and no lens.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Chris can flat out hammer, and he's excited. I got him kind of jazzed up for it because I think that's an equalizer. I still say Levi and Danny and those guys
but
are
if
still
you're good
gonna
at
be
shooting
good.
a bow, you're going to be fine.
But you're kind of equalizing the game
Dude,
a little bit.
okay, you say all that. You know how many fucking $100 bills I stole off dudes with their own fucking bow in Iowa because they'd come in and bitch like, oh, you need all that shit to shoot good. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'll give me 3 arrows to figure out where you hit with your bow or where I hit with your bow, and I would shoot off against you with your own equipment beat you right fucking now. And every single motherfucker that I did it to, I fucking took their money.
Yeah.
So if you know how to shoot a bow, you're going to shoot fine.
true.
Like
Yeah.
it's still going to be
Agreed.
all the guys in the championship division will still lead the way in that class.
Yeah. Which, by the way, there was apparently a young kid, a youth, that I heard cleaned the course. He shot 40 day one. There was a kid and young adult I know for a fact because I seen I know one of the kids who shot against him. He missed 5 12 rings all weekend.
Yeah.
He shot 35 straight 12s and missed 5.
Shit, yeah. Have you seen what they're feeding these kids these days?
Dude.
A 13-year-old looks like he's 30.
Exactly. Well, I got a kid that shoots for us, Stetson Parker, and he's young adult. He's 14, I think it is, and there is not a bar in America that would not serve him.
Yeah, kids probably got a fucking mustache and drawing 65
Dude, that's
pounds.
just athletes in general.
Yeah,
Well, you're
Athletes
right.
in general nowadays. I was talking to Scott on Saturday before you guys left to Laredo.
Yeah.
The NFL Combine.
Oh gosh, yeah. Did you
Freaking
see that, dude?
defensive lineman running 4.5 flats.
Yeah.
4.5s, bro.
Yeah.
Lineman.
Yeah.
I see
You
a
have an
defensive
offensive-
end run like a 4.34 or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me?
Speaking of the combine, I got to call out the Iowa guy. Like, shout out Iowa, the best mullet in the combine, the O lineman when he was running his 40. That fucking thing flowing was beautiful. That's what the announcing on it was great. He's like, that's what it's built for.
There was the O-line guy that's always
Yeah.
on interviews.
Yeah,
and
he's got the
always getting
ginger.
fed. Yeah.
The
That dude's
ginger with the
hilarious.
mullet.
I hope the Packers pick him.
Like, that's what it's built for.
Dude, there was a wide receiver that used to play for Texas that went to Arkansas, I think. He ran a 4.28. Just insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that means he was literally at full speed as soon as his first two strides out of the. That was a 2.8.
By the time he hit the 10-yard mark, he was at full speed.
That's unbelievable.
It's insane.
But to your point, yeah, these humans that we are building now, call it, antibiotics in our food, whatever it may be. To your point, these kids are
Somebody's going to
giants.
clean the range.
Well,
The plastic.
and you even
all
look at.
the microplastics
All
in
the
our body.
microplastics in our balls.
I was looking at the scores of so Lisa, she moved up to women's known 45 this year. Mm-hmm. And she was really nervous. And I said, I think you're going to be okay, So I go out to the range with her, and she's shooting with 3 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I know all three of them. One of them, Jordan was one of them. She's an Oriental girl who's really, really good. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, Lisa's 48 years old. This is going to go over really bad. Props to the parents that my wife shot with because they've raised their children right. I walked that range for her almost the entire day. And to see them helping her, giving her advice. I mean, these were 3 hammers. Matter of fact, Jordan that shot with Lisa, 16 years old, got second.
Yeah.
Barely missed winning it by, I think, 4 points. They're so good now. They're at their craft, and you watch them.
Yeah, that's anything in any sport. A lot of kids are getting really fucking good.
God, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was leafing through Instagram reels last night going to bed and saw some dude with his 2.5-year-old son.
Oh,
having to do
with
a grab ball.
the baseball thing.
Doing grab ball drills and shit in the basement.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Dude's crazy. The kid's
I'm a
18
baseball
months
freak.
old.
No, he's 3. He's almost 3 years old. He's not even 3, bro. Catching ground ball, and I'm talking his dad's hitting him ropes.
Dude, and he's
Fielding him
having him turn around from 10 or from 15 feet or whatever, and he's having him face away from him, and he'd throw up, hit the ball, and he'd go, okay now, and he'd turn around, fucking field the grounder, and toss it back to him. The kid's hucking ropes at him too.
Well,
So he's like, you got to start slow. We start out slow, and when we start playing catch, the kid's just whoop, dusting him.
No, you don't.
Yeah, these small kids are getting really good at stuff.
You can't even understand how good this kid is.
It's how you start them too, right?
Yeah.
So Courtney's got a friend that I think he married a Korean girl, and they had a baby, and he's had this girl, his daughter, playing golf since she could stand, legitimately coaching this girl, and I think she's turning pro here pretty soon. And it's just what you do with them since they're kids, right?
Oh yeah, well these 3 girls that Lisa's shooting with are going pro next year at 17, and they're going to be scary. I mean, they're.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, look at Brady's kids, dude.
Dude,
They're already shooting bows.
It's always been that way, though. It's just the amount of kids that are figuring out how to do it. There's more of them. No, there's just more.
Some of them do get burnt out.
Dude, there's just more kids that are figuring it out faster.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Bodie
I
was
agree.
14 when he won Vegas.
Exactly.
I was 16 when I turned pro.
Yep.
Lico
was 13 when she won
Lico was
Vegas.
13. The same shit's been happening for the
Yeah,
last
you're right.
forever.
I never thought about it that
Sport.
way, but
How many fucking gymnasts?
Bro, I got really good at Super Mario by staying inside and playing Super Mario nonstop. It's all about what you put into it.
How many Olympic gymnasts are
At
in
15,
their
16.
teens?
yeah, that's true.
Every
90%.
Olympic cycle.
I never thought about it that way,
Yeah.
but you're right. Yeah, but it's crazy to see what's happening though within the sport because of that. You're seeing this age compression being pushed down into the highest level of the sport, where it's going to see the sport's going to elevate big time because some of these kids that are coming up they're phenomenal.
Dude, I was
some of me old whites off.
Yeah.
Like me.
You ain't lying.
He's goddamn kids.
You're an
so
old
damn
white
good.
now.
I was just at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado, right? And I go and grab my dinner, my lunch, or whatever, and I would sit by myself because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I'm the oldest fucker in here. Like, other than the people working there.
Yeah.
What's going
I was
on,
the
Unc?
oldest. Yeah. Until I saw another dude in a wheelchair roll in, I was like, all right, you're old too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What
like
up,
a lot of those the guys and gals from Italy had just come back, the figure skaters and some of the other ones, right? And you look at them, you're like, holy shit, you're like 16, 17.
Yeah, they're all
18.
way young.
They're tiny and they're starting young.
Yeah.
They're getting way ahead. And that's just the way it is, right? That's why they're so successful.
No doubt. I'll
But-
tell you, it's weird to see it, but it's gonna. But I think it's the way of the future. We're gonna see just like baseball now. I mean, I hate to say it, but then, most of the kids that are really good are young,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen. I think in our sport too.
I'm going to go the complete opposite route, though. Yeah, these kids are really, really good, but they're still not winning. So who won Foley?
Like a men's
Page.
pro.
Yeah, like
Well, an old man won men's pro, open pro. Joseph Goza.
Goza.
Say goes
Old
on.
as yeah,
Page
that guy,
won.
dude.
Like,
Joseph Goza is a human judging machine, though. He's like, I heard he's better than Levi. Like a judge.
Bro, all those guys are good at it.
They
like,
are,
at the end of the
but
day, in the open
Joseph-
pro class, the reason that Dan has made the shoot off however many times, and Levi got second place in Vegas that one year, and Goza's made the shoot off and in whatever stuff indoor. Like, bro, I remember shooting indoor nationals with Joseph Goza one time, and he shot indoor IBO Worlds on Friday, flew out that afternoon, landed in Louisville that night, got up and shot the round at like 8 or 10, whatever in the morning with me, and shot like fucking 55 inside out with the same fucking bow, same arrows, just railing at 70 something pounds,
Yeah.
290 feet a second, whatever, shooting a 55 inside out 60x game. Like, those guys win those tournaments because they're good at
They're
shooting.
good
the
at
bow.
shooting the bow,
Every
yeah.
fucking one of them knows how to judge all those targets.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's just the
Paige won on the woman's side.
Page won on the women's
She's
side.
a senior
experience
now.
still matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Then who won men's open was men's known was. God dang, I was
hell,
there.
I didn't even look.
I was there. I mean, we didn't have anybody in that one, so.
I didn't even look here.
I'll tell you who was the most exciting shoot off though. That was not televised, and it was a mistake. Was watching Michael Braden in the senior known category.
Yeah.
He won on the last arrow.
No shit.
Actually, the young kid had to have a 14. He shot an 8 or a 5 high. And Michael actually dropped to his knees, which was pretty emotional. I mean, he was, and I went up and gave him a big hug because it's been a while since he won, and that was the most exciting shoot off. If you get a chance to go back and try to find it and watch
Yeah.
it, it was by far the best one.
I know
for sure.
the women's known was pretty tight all the way to the end. They had a shoot off Madison Cox and Sierra.
Well,
Sands.
to get into the to get in,
yeah.
yeah,
To get in,
to get
yeah.
in, yeah, it was
They-
really
hell,
And-
leaderboard was all the same score after
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
won.
And then Madison wound up in second to Paige.
Who did win known?
Men's known was Kyle.
Yeah, okay, Kyle won it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Go
Kyle,
figure.
Robert, Stefan.
yeah. But no, the shoot offs were. I mean, and it sucks because I will tell you on the women's unknown side, the judging part of it, it just. Man, but Kaylee wasn't there. Aaron McGladdery wasn't there, so we had 2 or 3
Yeah, but
hammers.
Kara shot out of her fucking gourd.
Dude, Kara Kelly was on. Yeah,
Or
she
Kara,
was-
yeah.
she
Kara,
was
sorry.
She was.
Kara shot out of
unconscious.
her gourd. Like,
But
she
you
shot
still you have the same 4 women every tournament. It's Kara,
Yeah.
Sharon, Emily,
Then
and
maybe the other ones should get good at it.
Well, dude,
Like
you
that,
heard
because they're
Lindsey
insane.
Lindsey Christensen got in 19 down.
I know.
That was shocking.
Bro, same thing. I told some lady's mom and made her 12-year-old daughter cry when I was like 17 at a state pro. Bro, if you want to win, try harder. Like, this is a competition. We're not here to get merit medals and participation
tournament.
ribbons
Work harder.
like you are in 4-H. Try harder.
Yeah.
Shoot better. Beat people. Like, that's how you win. Like, you shoot higher scores to win. Like, that's what it is. Figure out how to shoot better.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Very true. So yeah, it was no, but you're right. I mean, there were a lot of older people that actually won in Foley.
Yeah, you're still.
beat the
I mean, as
kids.
good as those kids are, you're still not seeing them win the pro divisions.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will, but
I'll tell you, we'll see. I think in the next 4 or 5 years, it'll be interesting to watch to see what happens. But
yeah. So we're all switching from indoor to outdoor. You're switching to 3. Well, you're already switched to 3.
we're already shooting, yeah.
You're done with indoor.
I am been done with. I shot indoor nationals. Did I shoot?
No, you didn't.
What did I shoot?
Indoor. You shot Aggie invite.
The Aggie invite.
You've
I
been
was,
done
I was
with
done
indoor
then.
since
I was
November.
done then.
You shot Calaveras. You were about
Oh,
done
that's
with it
right.
then.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I don't want to
November, you were
I'm going
about
back
down
down there
there.
to try to win that sucker.
Good
That's
luck.
bullcrap.
Yeah, you go down there. Let me know how it goes.
Why?
Aguascalientes right now, it's living up to its name. It's pretty hot down there.
It's not great.
It's one of those cities.
Oh, it's one of those that's getting
so
smoked right now.
Prayers out to those guys that hopefully stuff gets calm. But yeah, it was one of those big
I heard a
cities.
thing.
So that was one of the cities that was on fire.
It wasn't not necessarily on fire, but there was a lot of.
lot
I
of
heard a
action
thing
going
where
through there.
a dude that was like, "Hey, all that shit down in Mexico was going on. Guess it's over. Like they're all done."
I mean, we're going to Mexico on Thursday.
I don't wanna
Yeah,
talk about that.
wouldn't
We're going to
worry
the
about it,
coast.
dude.
It's
Like, you look Boehner. He is a Boehner. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
just
said I'm
act
just going to
like-
sit there and act like I'm mute and
Yeah,
deaf.
you just act like the mute. Let him speak.
exactly.
Yeah. So.
But no, you've been done since November. Bridger, you're
Yeah.
done with indoor,
No.
other than Vegas.
No, I'm.
Oh, you're going to indoor nationals.
He's going to two of them. He's going to indoor and Vegas.
And then
crazy.
I'm not doing any. The only 3D that Courtney and I will do this year is the
TAC one?
ASA TAC.
Yeah. You doing any outdoor stuff?
Maybe the Salt Lake, but for sure
I'm thinking about going to Salt Lake.
For sure, all the field stuff.
Are you going to Salt Lake?
100%.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going there
I'm probably going to all of them.
just to shoot a different event, different venue.
Yeah.
So I got that was one of the topics that I wanted to touch up on was the LA 28 prep, how to get into it, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you've gotten
That
a
came
lot
out
of
now.
questions and
That came out.
there's a lot of stuff, but my big advice to people is figure out how to work up an outdoor setup, like work an outdoor setup that works for you and scores well. There's plenty of videos. Go listen to some of our old podcasts. I'm pretty sure we rambled on about how to set stuff up. And then start shooting the events. Start local if you want. Go to Gator Cup, go to Salt Lake, go to SoCal, go to Ohio, go to Outdoor Nationals. Start getting used to it because, you know, when I was at the Olympic Training Center last week, I was talking to a couple of the wrestlers there who were working out, and one of them, we're just sitting there bullshitting about Paris, and she goes, holy shit, prep for LA is next year. Like, trials start next year,
Yeah.
at least for them.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there thinking, holy crap, it's game time for me this year, and the next year gets really serious. So don't get caught up and don't get left behind. I would suggest people start, you know, trying out these outdoor events and getting used to it and figuring out if it's going to be for you or not.
See what it's about because our trials will probably start with whatever the first USAT is in 28.
Dude, I'm thinking that it's
Or-
probably going to start with
I mean,
outdoor nationals
I
next
say
year.
it may start with outdoor nationals in 27.
Yeah.
But
And then cut down and cut
I mean-
down and cut down.
I don't know, when does regular Olympic trials start? Because it'll probably be the same as those.
Okay, so at least for recurve,
yeah,
for Paris 24,
recurve.
yeah, for Paris 24, I believe that their trials started in 23, like the second USAT of 23 or something
Did
like
it?
that. Yeah, they started cutting down.
Oh, they probably started with like top 16 or 32,
Top
maybe?
64.
Oh, 64.
And then they cut down to 32.
Cut down from there.
Yeah, it kept on cutting down to the point where by the time they got to Gator Cup in 24,
They were
they were
shooting
16. There was the top 16.
Yeah, they were shooting either 16 or 8.
Yeah,
round
or
robins.
either 16 or top 8.
Yeah, it started shooting round robins already.
That was it. Yep.
Because I know generally they always did like two full USATs of, or two USAT tournaments worth of round robins in the top 8. I know.
Well, and then they have their standalone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
The selection procedures will probably be out next year or end of this year.
So I thought they just posted something about
No,
it.
No, that's
that was
just
just-
how to get into LA.
that was the IOC, the International Olympic Committee's minimums to qualify as a nation.
Okay.
You had to, or as the individuals that qualify for their respective countries had to shoot what was the men's, like a minimum 690, the women's is like 680,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So they're
670,
putting
690,
MQSs.
680, 690, something like that.
Yeah. And then
But-
for recurve, it's like 660, 650.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was all international. That was what you had. That was like minimum qualification.
The only
to
thing
be
I-
able to go.
The only thing that and I try not. This is not negative, Nancy. This is reality because I've got a guy who's taking his two kids into that path because they're really good. I know you know one of them, and I kind of coached him through what to do, and they just got done shooting some 600 round out west in Arizona somewhere, some big national tournament that was going on, a 600 round or something. I don't know, but
That sounds like indoor.
it wasn't indoor, but they're getting used to the USA Archery stuff because they're strictly a 3D family. And man, he calls me, and I know this guy. He's a personal friend, and he is like a lot like me, and I've already warned him. I'm like, I'm just going to tell you now, homie, you are about to experience something that's going to make you crazy. Like, he had no idea about where he had to sit as parents and spectators, and he's seen it, and he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just telling you, it's not only that, And he's a coach, big time coach in New Mexico or Arizona, and he's, do you have your level 2 certification yet? No, you what? And I told him what he's got to do to get that, and he is already starting to lose his mind because of what changed.
You can't be a level 2 and sit there. You have to be a level 3.
Yeah, so
You know why? Because the same thing happened. Everybody wanted to sit in the athlete area, so everybody went and got a level 2. So now it's crowded with parents
exactly
that aren't actual coaches. They're just parents, right? So they bumped it to a level 3 to kind of minimize that and give some breathing room to the athletes.
Why not just
Stop making sense, Bridger.
dude? Like, no coaches, no coaches,
the way it should be.
no fucking coaches.
Well, and
The no coaches.
the big issue was on the recurve side, right? Because everybody and their mother has a coach out there. And it started with them, like, okay, no scopes on the line because they had a bunch of scopes and people were tripping over that and tripping over equipment.
Why do they call it an athlete area?
Which, yeah. Yep.
You should probably be limited to
Well,
those
here's the
people
thing:
in
if you're not
that
going to allow coaches,
area.
which I kind of agree and disagree, but if you're not going to allow them, then the scope should be allowed. You should be able to see where your misses are, so you can make
No.
adjustments accordingly.
You can have scopes on the line,
Shoot
but the
line, yeah.
coaches can't have a tripod on the coaching line.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they were tripping over scopes, they were tripping over equipment and
That's a
stuff like that,
nightmare.
right?
Yeah, that stuff that should never be there. The only time a coach should be, in my opinion, having shot all World Cups and shit, the only time a coach should be allowed on the field would be like one national coach. And granted, this would be like at a world level event where it's a limited shooters anyways. But the only time you should have a coach in the field is for team rounds.
Yeah.
One coach per team. That's it.
Or match play. I would go as far as saying match play.
Even match play is fine.
Yeah.
One coach per archer for matches because that's a limited field anyhow.
If
So
you need a coach with you for qualifications,
you're probably not going to win anyway, so who cares?
yeah.
It calls. Everybody that knows how to win a tournament doesn't need a coach in the.
Well,
box
they
for
don't
calls.
allow an ASA or NFA. I think you're not allowed to coach at all. If you get caught,
Archers
you're out.
only in those areas at every other freaking tournament.
You say that, and then it's so funny to watch the army of parents down the lines in these kids' classes.
Well, the good thing,
I don't care.
It's so annoying.
Here's the good thing,
Like-
though. We've separated, and I say we as USA Archery, they've separated the juniors from the adults.
Yeah.
So you don't have that
Deal with the parents.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That whole
Teach
fiasco
your
anymore.
children.
Yeah. Like prepare them to the
Inform
point
me.
that when you get to the tournament, the only time they should need you is if they have an equipment malfunction or something major, right?
But my whole point was not so much the coaching side, but I was just going through the
the
list
rules?
of things, the rules that he's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah,
he's
it's
going
a
to encompass.
it's a
And
different
dude,
world,
he's
bro.
losing his mind to the point that he's like, seriously, he's like, well, and the other thing I'm worried about now is because I told him about getting the credentials, you got to pay for coach credentials if you are going to be there. And all the money, he's like, I don't know if we can afford to do this as a family. That's what he's worried about. $200 entry fees in those tournaments compared to, his kids shot a very high level and paid $80,
Yeah, for
So
ASA.
everything, the longevity of the tournament, he says, if you are going to be there to acclimate and get yourself ready,
Or are they trying to shoot
it's 4 days.
senior division?
Well, one of them is, one of them's not. Yeah,
So-
one of them's going to probably try to make it at the.
Here's the
Olympic
only
level.
devil's advocate thing that I'm going to say. Yeah, their kids shoot really high level ASA, pay $80, right? But if they want to shoot with the pros, you have to pay $300, right?
Yeah, $300.
So paying $200, You are shooting with the pros.
But here's a caveat to that.
Yeah, but it's
At
also
ASA, he's going to
$200
make
for the kids classes too.
It's $200 for kids classes, dude.
No shit.
Yes,
Bro,
$200.
Sorry, I don't
the
register for
junior,
kids classes.
or sorry,
Yeah.
I guess I don't call it junior cadets anymore. But the U21
Joab.
and
U21, U15,
U17,
U17, U15.
those
all
are
the
all the
Joab.
same prices as a senior.
$200.
Well,
Really?
maybe not, but like I'm pretty sure they're about the same as the senior registration.
Yeah, they are. They're $200.
Yeah, it's all the same
It's
registration.
$200.
So-
His
so-
kid is one of his kids is a U15. He'll dominate.
They don't pay for those classes. They don't pay out those classes either.
And they don't pay him. That's what I'm saying. They don't make any money. That's what he was freaking out. He's like, look, at least in an ASA, if my kid just wants to shoot against the pros, he can walk out with like $15,000-$20,000. If he happens to win it and get lucky. And here he can win it and he's going to get like $340, $50.
And shoot for a company that pays.
But
Well,
that's
yeah,
the problem
I mean,
right now. You
Because
don't
that's
have
that's who pays in ASA. The companies pay.
Yeah, the companies have always. It's still the same.
ASA is not going to pay him 25
All of
grand.
tournament archery is the only thing anybody's looking for to get money is contingency money.
Correct.
Like it's always been that way.
I did
since,
look.
since the '90s anyway.
We had
it's
an
been that
interesting
way.
conversation about that. We actually took the Open Pro class at the Foley tournament last year and took in how much money they took in, and then how much they paid out. And I was surprised they actually because they pay deeper with more money. I didn't know this. They actually pay back 80% of their
it's
their
always been an
what they brought
80%
in.
payback.
Yeah, I didn't think
Same
it
with
was near that.
NFA. Same with.
Yeah.
It's always been an 80%.
I didn't think it was near
payback
that
schedule.
much, but
I'm going to go with one more devil's advocate.
You know what the
Right,
last?
right.
ASA is a business.
Yeah.
USA is a
Oh, yeah.
nonprofit.
You know what the?
and
You know what the?
that's
the-
local.
wait a
club.
minute. So hold up. If that is true, then because of how they run a tournament, all the bureaucracy they've created, they've got so much payroll. That's why they can't pay.
Well, it's
back
not just
80%.
that. It's USA Archery is the title of the event, but there's actually local,
The local
clubs
club is
that
the
are
one that
putting those
runs
events
it.
together, right? That's
Yeah.
why Arizona Cup didn't happen this year because Arizona Archery couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot more stuff. So that's where you really need that non-endemic sponsor to come in and be like, okay, I'm going to pay out and get some people some money.
Yeah. But you got to admit, there's more bureaucracy in
Dude,
US
there's
archery.
red tape everywhere.
It's not near as bad at ASA, dude. We
It's a
self-police.
business.
We self-police our lines. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Someone screws up, we let everybody know. Hey, go talk to that guy. He's effing up. You guys have a judge on every 5 bales, and it's oppressive. That's what's driving him crazy. He's like, hey, what did he tell me? So he's actually going to do a podcast about it, a video, because he's learning and he's seeing the differences, and he's like, this is what's killing this side of the sport. It could be 5 times bigger than it is if they would let it go.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about judges right now because I'm hot on that. I got sabotaged by a judge, and you know that. I told you
know
the
that.
story.
That's a whole other can of
I had a
worms, too.
freaking judge.
Those who can't judge,
Yeah, I'm at full. What does a judge do in a tournament?
bro.
They judge, right? They pay attention to what's going on the line. I'm at full draw, and this judge is yelling back and forth with a crowd and playing around with kids. And of course, it is a mental game. It is my fault. It's my job to stay focused, but it does distract, right? So
Yeah,
I shoot a bad shot, and that pissed me off, which just avalanched. And I went from I'm going to destroy a world record to I barely matched my previous one, and I wanted to fucking get up.
So you
and
know
kick
why
someone.
that happened, though, and this is a problem with like the MLB right now. It's a problem it's getting to be a problem in the NBA. I don't think the NFL is near as bad, but they are allowing these judges to have power, and they want the celebrity on them, and they should be the background, quiet voice that does nothing but control. Instead of being grandiose. To your point, that guy was being grandiose.
I think he
letting
just got
everybody
carried away by the
he let
crowd.
everybody in the whole place know that I'm the judge. That's what he was doing.
He just got carried away by the crowd because there was people there that were friends. I've shot with this dude before.
Oh, okay.
Had no issues, none at all. So I was really surprised. I think that's what bothered me the most. I was so surprised by the behavior. But yeah, there are some judges out there that are
Oh, dude,
Look at me.
we have them in ASA.
hear me roar.
I'm telling you,
That is out.
we have them in that every.
Yeah.
I think every division has.
Shoot, that
them.
Aggie.
But you guys self-police at NFA. There's no judges out there. It's all self-police.
Dude, it's always been that way at World Cups. Like we dealt with it at World Cups
Of course.
as a USA
Yeah.
archer. I remember one time I was shooting with Erica in a mixed team, I think.
That's a whole different story, too.
She had like a seam down the middle of the back of her jersey and the men's didn't. and like they complained to us, and I turned and looked at the judge, and I think we were shooting against the Iranians or something.
Yeah.
And I turned and was like, bro, the coach has got sandals on, the dude's got a blue jersey, and the chick's got a pink jersey. Are you serious right now? Like,
You put that
the
USA.
coach is literally wearing freaking
Yeah.
You
Air
put that
Messiahs.
USA. You put that USA shirt on.
Yeah.
And I was talking to another judge that's a friend of mine about it, and I was telling her stories about how Dubai, when I'm shooting, I have a judge that's hacking up a lung
Oh, bro.
just coincidentally every time that I draw back.
That was terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
Then I go to Brazil, and this judge keeps messing with Scott about staying in the box
Staying in
while
the
I'm
box.
shooting. And then I go somewhere else. Shit, I go to Paris, and now all of a sudden my equipment's not within spec. And I'm like, I just shot 4 world tournaments in a row. But you put that USA shirt on,
Yeah.
and it's a target on your back.
Yeah. Without
So-
a doubt. Without a doubt.
Anyway, so your buddy's he's
Oh,
in for
he's
it.
going through it right now, and he's having a heart attack.
He
'cause
hasn't
he's,
even gone to an international
and
event
that's
yet.
why I told him. I says, you haven't even shot like the Gator Cup or shot
Yeah.
SoCal. I said, when you go do that, you are going to crap when you see what's
Get out of the
happening.
country and get judged by some of the continental or international judges, and it gets spicy.
What I told him, and I hate to say this, but I firmly believe this. I said, you're going to run into a bunch of people trying to enforce archery rules on you that probably may not even shoot a bow. That's what's going to make you crazy. I mean, literally, it's going to make you, because I always equip. That's the other thing he did bitch about too. And we've talked about this, I don't know how many times, but the equipment inspection. He's like, what in the F is that and why? And I'm like, bro, because I think somebody's going to cheat. They're trying to control it from Jump Street, not realizing that cheaters are going to cheat.
Yeah.
We all know that. I mean, there's guys probably skirting the line of speed in ASA. We know that, we just hope that it's not, it's not happening. And check the winners. I've always said that if you win, you get checked. Your bow should go, as soon as you win, that bow should go straight to someone to inspect and make sure that everything's copacetic. But to have, he told me that 600 round, that line, whatever, they were waiting for almost an hour for inspection. He said it was unbelievable. And he's standing there with his kids, and he's like me, what are you looking for? And the guy's like, and like he said when they wanted to look at the releases, are you serious right now?
It's just no
It's a
electronics.
freaking release. It's a Scott. It's been made for 100 years.
Yeah,
bro.
but it's always been there. I've never shot a USA or NFA or USA or World Archery sanctioned event and didn't have to do an equipment check.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's always been that way.
Dude, and even
Like-
even then, people still get past equipment inspection.
Yeah.
We're sitting there shooting world championships in Korea last year, and one of the Russian girls has an Ultra View with the battery pack. I'm pretty sure that battery pack that light was on. Oh,
dude.
It.
You know
We
how
filed a protest and still lost.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you know how many guys I saw with sight lights at indoor world
yeah.
events and stuff? And it's like, hey, come on.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Like you gotta get that off.
Like, I don't know. It happens all the time.
It does.
There's always been an equipment inspection, but those rules are so easy to follow, though. They're so easy
And all it
to
takes is just
follow.
looking at some
Just
of the
know 'em.
rules beforehand.
Just know them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, he's not complaining about that. It's just he's like,
Yeah, it's definitely.
he's like,
cumbersome.
could you imagine if you had 2,000 archers at an ASA and we had to do equipment inspection? You add a whole day to your day.
But you know what? On a
Theoretically.
use set, it does go by a lot faster. That's the one thing that I will say, because they usually have 2 fields, 2 or 3 judges checking.
Right.
It will go by faster. It sucks.
I think it's just a bureaucracy.
I hate it.
He's just talking about the bureaucratic mess that is USA Archery, and he's like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know how this sport grows in this genre, because as well as I do, if you go shoot, I'm sure you've seen it when you went to go shoot your first official ASA tournament, you probably thought like I remember talking to Sawyer Sullivan about it last year when he came to Coleman, like, are you serious right now? It's this easy? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, Matthias was shocked that we could practice daylight to dark. He's like, what? There's no assigned shoot times? No, bro. You can shoot till you can't see that arrow anymore. He's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing for those guys because we're just shooting our bows. The only time it matters is when we get on the line and the judge says, okay, shoot them up, and we're scoring. Now it gets serious. But it's the whole serious part of it from I think from beginning to end for my buddy, and he's going to go through a learning curve. It's going to be interesting I actually want to get him on the podcast. He's a well-known guy, and he's going to share some proper insight. But his kids are really good, and they are going to go for it. Matter of fact, one kid shot a 598. The other kid shot a 597 at that tournament.
At a 600,
And,
right?
dominated. Yeah, like really good kids. So.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Well-
yeah, if you're going to try for the Olympics, so it is something that they're going to have to get used to because it is so different than what a lot of guys. I talked about this weekend. We talked about the Olympics again and the senior pro class, and a lot of guys talking about it. And I said to them all, you better get your butt out there and try it because it is not what you think it is, what you do here. It is so different. So, and I think that will probably end up getting some of those guys probably not go. I think some of them will go, this ain't my game. You know, I don't know if I can, because it's so different. You know that as well as I do. It is different, you know, and we'll see what happens. But there is a lot of people that want to go try it, though. And I don't blame them. Are you going to try it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll see
Heck
whatever it is. Like, I'm going to throw my head in. Like, I was really good at it one time. I may as well try again. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been the best in the world once before.
Do it again. What
Do it
the
again.
hell?
Might as well try.
It might as well.
Do it again and get paid for it.
Yeah, there you go. Anything else?
No, man, we're all, like I said, we're all switching gears. We're getting ready to go outside. Bridger's staying inside for a little bit. Yeah.
I haven't even shot an X Impact out of my bow yet. I need to do that, actually.
Yeah, you better be shooting 27s right now.
Well, yeah, I need to see what they.
That's right. You got Inside Out, so they doing that again this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always they always.
I
do
thought I
it
heard it
annually.
changed it. Something changed.
No, that was for Vegas.
Oh,
So you're
Vegas.
staying in a pretty
Vegas.
consistent setup. You're not changing very much. Scott made some changes. I know he went to a smaller arrow.
That was dumb, by
Yeah?
the way. Dumb.
Didn't work for you?
No.
So
there's
you don't
there's
shoot those 25s?
No, there's something called arrow rise. That's a real thing. Like, so I didn't even think about the parabolic flight arrow of an arrow as just rising, going through space. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to shoot X impacts or like carnivores at 296 feet a second. Well, I didn't realize that. I don't care how good you are or how poor you are at judging a target between like 32 and maybe 40 yards. I shot so many out of the top because my arrow is climbing during that time frame and not because it's so freaking fast. Yeah, 296 with a micro is like not the same as a 296 with a 23 or a 25. It is not the same. And bro, I'm not,
for being
I know,
so
shut up.
mechanically
Shut
inclined
up.
as you are, it's so funny to me how you still don't really can't wrap your head around physics.
No,
pal.
it was
Like-
it was literally the dumbest mistake that I could have made. I was like, seriously, when I was out there shooting, I'm like, I cannot make a mistake between 32 and 40 because if I do, I'm getting punished for it.
Maybe
And what I ended up doing?
Quit putting too much fucking yardage on it. Like, goddamn.
No, I actually never aimed at another upper.
Or shoot a lower speed?
Well, that's, believe it or not, I learned a lesson that I need to shoot a more traditional, good curve, parabolic curved arrow that's going to do what it's supposed to do in between 10-yard increments out to 50 and shoot and be better at judging, to your point. Because I'm telling and what's funny, we had a bunch of women that did the same thing. Like Casey Ewell's a girl that I coach a little bit. She did it. Everybody that went into the micro game to keep speed up with lower poundage got punished in those middle ranges. It was dumb, and I'll never do it again. Going back to 23s and maybe 25s even.
Or just go down to 260.
You know, it's funny you say that. Whose bow was I tuning the other day? I was shooting it, and it was like 52 pounds. And God, that bow, I couldn't move it off the X when I was shooting it. It's so
Houston's.
comfortable to shoot. Maybe it was Houston's. I can't remember, but I was thinking to myself, my God, this thing is aimed so good. And I'm pulling 68 pounds and struggling to hold the damn thing. And
That's why.
I need to maybe go back to literally try
Dude,
to shoot.
I had him set
I
at
know.
like 57 pounds. He was
I
railing.
chickened out.
And then and then I hear him yell at his students, you change shit I tell you not to change.
Yeah,
I
I
wonder
know.
where they get it from.
I know. I need to do it, though. I need to try it because I am going to maybe just I shot so bad day one. Oh, my God. You know, it's funny. You'll get a kick out
I
of
didn't
this.
even want to text you.
So 4 straight 5s, I'm 20 down. Then I shot an 8 on my because I was and then I went back to my hinge after that, too. I wanted to change everything. Then I shot 13 straight inside-out IBO center 10s. I mean, dude, just drilled them. And to the point my guys were like, Scott, you got acclimated now. Your ranges are good. Start shooting some upper and lower 12s. I'm like, bro, 30 looks really bad on a scorecard. I can live with like 22. But 30?
Oh, God.
So
Nobody
embarrassing.
wins tournaments by trying to not hit.
I know, but it was trying to minimize damage at that point because 20
Who
down.
fucking cares? Last place is the same whether you're 100
Well,
back or 2 back.
You're really right
Like-
because the next day I shot 2 5s and 2 12s and a buttload of 10s, and I shot actually really good. My bow shot good, but I aimed at every 12. And here's another reason I'm going 23. I don't know how many I missed with that carnivore by that much, just barely out. And yeah, but that was a dumb move. I don't think you should try to shoot micros in that game. There's a reason why if you look around. And I started looking around what
Unless
everybody
it's
else is
known.
shooting.
I don't know. Levi sure won a lot of money with a pro hunter.
Yeah, this is true.
Paige won a lot of money with the next impact.
Yeah. When in the unknown game, it don't work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kara still shoots a little one. Pretty sure. What was she shooting? What was Kelly shooting?
I think she was shooting 23s, if I remember Kara. Yeah, matter of fact, yes, she was definitely in 23s.
Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah. The known game, I get it. It's a little bit easier.
Well, you're fighting for every damn line.
Exactly.
Point you can because you're guessing.
But I mean, Jesse used to shoot
Oh,
X10s.
Jesse shot X10s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a hard lesson, though. I won't do that again.
So I'm actually dropping from 4mm to a 3.2.
Yeah, you're
For
going down to
outdoor.
X10 parallels.
Yeah. The
How's
new-
that working? By the way, how'd your bow shoot the other day?
So we tuned up that pink bow. I took it out. It was a bullet hole here, but when I went and shot at distance, my arrows were coming
Picking?
out tail right. So I just bumped the rest a little bit, got it shooting. I got it shooting perfect the way I wanted to. Changed my draw length a little bit, brought it out. But the sun was going down, so I'm like, all right, it's done. It's dialed in, like I'm good. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, go outside and shoot. Well, I came over to the shop to help you guys with that women's clinic, and then I went home to shoot. Bro, it was blowing like 25. I still went outside and shot a little bit, and I shot fairly good for shooting in the wind. But yeah, my arrows were like impacting the target this way,
Sideways.
because I was getting a crosswind, a left to right crosswind. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wake up Sunday and go out and shoot again. Same shit. Just
Bad wind.
Just bad wind. And then this morning I woke up at 6 to be out of the house and shooting. By the time I
7-ish.
got everything, now it was 8 o'clock, 8:30. Went outside because I took the Dremel to my sight and cut the ring off of it and just made it a straight pin.
Oh, yeah.
I had a new sight and a whole bunch of other stuff. Got everything set up, went outside, fucking blowing 20 again. But I was happy. I shot like 4 scoring ends before I had to come out here. And the lowest, or like I could not get past a 57, 57, 57, 50. I shot 4 57s in a row. I shot one with 4 10s, a 9 and an 8. And then the rest of them was 4 10s.
The 9s.
Or a couple 9s. Yeah,
6
stuff
and
like
3,
that.
3 and
yeah.
3.
I shot 5 10s and a 7. But yeah, it was freaking blowing out there. So, but yeah, the pink bow shooting. Got the pink bow, the green bow shooting.
He's
I
a
gotta
boho.
Dude, do you get the pink? The
Hell
bubblegum
yeah.
pink?
It's bubblegum pink.
Dude, that pink is fucking sexy.
Yeah.
It's
I
bright.
actually
It's
really
flamingo.
like that.
It's
You
flamingo
can-
pink with
You
green
can spot
strings.
one of those things a mile
Dude,
away.
It looks so good.
Yeah. I put flow green strings on it. It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's flow.
That
It's-
thing actually, I do really like that pink.
Yeah.
It looks really
And it's
freaking good.
it's like a
man.
hot pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
It
hot
looks
pink.
really. It's
gonna
like
Hot pink is not the
Barbie
word.
ass pink.
It's
man.
gonna be hot.
Giant.
Hot lips. That's what I'm gonna call it. Hot lips. I don't know if anybody watches Landman, but I'm calling it hot lips.
Hot lips. Well, that's cool.
You're not TL. Get your own physical therapist.
Your own physical therapy.
Oh man.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
we've been rambling for 2 hours, so
yeah, we'll let you guys rock and roll. Well, I'm tired of saying we're gonna get back on track because I ain't saying it.
thank you to the 6 viewers that have been sticking with us this whole time.
There are 6 viewers out here
We had
watching
8
us.
at one time.
Oh my God!
So our
Probably
viewers
we're crazy.
actually, once the show posts, is usually when we get the most. But
Yeah.
nah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, drop a comment. What times would be better for us to do this, and we'll try and get on somewhat of a schedule. But it's hard. You got hit
Well,
up.
I'll tell you
a
what.
lot.
I got hit up a lot at Foley. I had people come up that I didn't even know and say, "Man,
Yeah.
we love the content," And then I was talking to another guy, and I wanted to do it today, but we ain't got time. But he was saying, "Hey, man, throw some honey stuff in there once in a while." I like listening to the target stuff, but I'm a hunter. I'm a bow hunter, but I still want to hear your guys' stuff on what's going on in the industry, the hunting, what's the new arrow that's good, whatever. And I said, we'll make an effort to do that. So
Yeah, it's just.
but it is target season right now.
It is, and it's hard because we're traveling. Like you and I are going to Mexico on Thursday.
Oh my gosh,
we're back on
traveling.
Tuesday.
It's crazy.
Then I go to freaking Alabama. You go to Benning.
I go to
Then we're
Benny,
going
when we
to
get back. Go to Thailand.
going to Thailand.
Get back.
I'm coming back. I don't know if Scott's coming back.
Whatever.
He's going to stay out there and live in Thailand.
Yeah. No.
I'm going to get him introduced to the White Lotus. That's a good. No, it's
What's
a good show.
What's the? Oh, damn it! What's the name of the club in The Hangover? They go to in
The
Thailand?
Calypso?
Oh,
No, something Tiger.
The White Tiger or
The
something
White
like that?
Tiger, some
Yeah.
shit. They go to the club. They go whatever the bar they
Scott's
go to.
going to come
and-
back with a face tattoo.
yeah. No.
Tyson tattoo. Yeah.
Negative ghostwriter.
Oh, man.
All right, you guys be
All right.
good. We'll catch you around.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, guys.
I have just poured Gatorade.